Welcome to Xbox Voice, the Xbox community.
Dustin!
One of my first dates, me and my girl, we went to an art exhibit, and we just walked around the mall and looked at all these, 8-year-old kids' drawings and just laughed and made fun of it. It's messed up that we're making fun of 8-year-old drawings because I can't draw worth the shit.
Steve rules.
And what would have happened was that I would have spent 10 minutes getting in, I would have got really pissed off at the left, and then you two would have lost 20 minutes of your life that you could have just spent playing instead.
Probably.
Tim Dog.
What do you think that's gonna, even if they do get the power advantage and they do make another console, how are they gonna just jump into the European market? They're not, they have to see what they can do with Xbox One before they can even consider that.
I got a good topic to talk about, though. It's a great topic.
Okay.
Vampires. Yeah, and we were also talking about, what
bottom
kind
shelf?
of vampires, like Twilight vampires or Anne Rice vampires, and then
Yeah.
comparing them to, would we rather be that or a werewolf? And then if we were a werewolf, how many times a week or a month would we have to change?
Cheers.
Clean your ass up, scrub your ass, put on deodorant, do not put on Axe body spray. Just clean yourself, put on clean clothes.
Welcome to Xbox Uncut's weekly podcast. We are back for another crazy week, and that was the sound of Eric messaging me, knowing that we record at this point in time. But, thanks, Eric. We're back. We're back, baby, for another crazy week of Tomb Raider news, of exclusivity not happening announcements. I guess that's the right way to put it. But,
Sort of.
but we're back. That's all that really matters, is we're back. I have a great panel of people to talk to us today because, I'm part of the audience. And maybe I'm going to be a ref on I don't know what the hell Jason's podcast is going to be called, Gamers Uncut, or just Fanboys.
Console
Galore.
Wars!
The Console Wars. Podcast. But we're reaching out for fanboys of every console. If you're a Ouya fanboy, let us know. I'll put you on the show.
I think Nintendo fanboys are going to be the hardest to find.
Yeah, they are. But
Though they're pretty outspoken.
just like Nintendo fanboys, we have a very outspoken, the one and only Vern himself. Welcome to the show.
Oh. Hello.
You see what I did, Vern? See what I did?
Yeah.
I made
made
you
a
first
segue.
this time. I made
Yeah, I'm not
I
used
made
to
you
that.
first. You're usually last.
I am, but you decided because I spoke up so soon that you didn't like me, and I had to be punished.
I figured the bus was coming, and you should have been thrown under a while back anyway. So,
Vern's like the sort of all-star that needs sort of constant pampering and reassurance. Now, how are you doing, Vern?
I'm good. I'm good. You were asking me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Thanks for asking, Steve. You're so nice.
No problem.
Steve Rolls from SteveRolls.com. Steve, thanks for coming on the show. You're amazing. You're here. You're punctual. Unlike certain
you.
guests.
I do my best.
So do we believe this? It says Notorious B.I.G. VIP. Just saying hi. Aaron Greenberg here.
That'd be awesome. Hopefully it is. Big VIP.
We need proof, Aaron. We need proof.
Wait, that's SteveRolls.com. Please check his website out. We also have Jason, 4GT guy on Xbox Live, Twitter. Anywhere you can find him, except for, social media sites, because he just doesn't do them.
No, just look me up, Google or Bing 4GT guy. That's good enough. But yeah, I'm glad to be on another episode. It's always fun.
All right. We also have the punctual Tim Dog himself. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Welcome. As you can see, I'm wearing my, somebody has to figure out what that shirt is, but it's a very special shirt.
It's a special shirt for a special time of year. We're
And it's not Tomb Raider.
Is that like a Flight of the Navigator shirt?
No.
It's a Stargate shirt.
Stargate shirt.
No.
I swear it's a Stargate shirt. He keeps saying Recore.
Looks like Aaron
Wait,
figured
what does
it
this
out.
say right here? Concept? Armature. Well,
Yeah, that's who made the Stargate.
Yes. It's actually Square Enix is on the back and thing. That's coming out next month.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Wait. Square Enix.
That's
Wait a
joke.
second. I'm gonna
Oh.
I'm gonna make Tim bigger so people can see his shirt.
You didn't get the joke, friend.
No, I didn't.
Pretty
I was
bad,
off in
pretty-
another world.
No, it's a pretty bad joke anyway. But no, this is Recore, the shirt.
I like the shirt.
I love the shirt.
I really want the poster. The poster's awesome. I actually
had
have the
the
background. I have a 1080p background on my Xbox right now of Recore. So
Yeah,
I've
it's,
got, I've
yeah,
got
it looks
one
really
on,
good.
on my PC, so I'm ready for Recore.
we believe you, Aaron. We believe you. We
We all
believe.
believe.
Thank you for
Thanks for
listening
joining in.
or watching.
No,
Aaron,
seriously.
Send Aaron a Skype call. That's all I'm saying. But
Aaron, if you want to send me any screenshots
Whoa.
of Recore, you know what my inbox is.
No, all Aaron's gonna do is send you a. All Aaron,
block.
and you know what? You know what Aaron's gonna do? He's gonna send you pictures of the Legos, and you're gonna be happy about it. I want a Lego Recore dog, by the way.
I do too.
Thing looks awesome.
They should do like a special edition where they actually make like a robotic one.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
I think
they
Call of
could
Duty
do that.
did that once. They did like, didn't it have like a little remote control car or something once?
And if they make it, I want the box to have best dog of E3 on it.
Yeah.
It is. I don't. Does that dog have a name? You think, or is it just?
Yeah, it does. His name's Mac. M-A-C-K.
Are you sure it's
Oh.
not Knack?
No.
In the trailer, did he when everyone got like upset when he blew up? What did he turn into? Is that Mac again?
So Mac is sort of the blue core. That's like his spirit. So the dog is just sort of like a form that he takes, and then you take that Mac spirit core, and then you put it into a different robot, and it's still got the same personality.
That is a good concept. That is a good concept for a game. You never lose. You just have to have the core, right?
Yeah.
You could just make it. You could make it an Aaron Greenberg core. It could be,
So that's why Jewel, the girl, then
Larry
turns around and says,
Nelson
"Welcome
core.
back, buddy."
We're gonna have Xbox executive cores.
You could. You recore.
It's like your IDARB team you made, right?
Yeah, for some reason I had Mitt Romney. I thought that was so funny, but I had him in the team too. But yeah, that was all the execs. I had Shannon Loftus, I had Aaron, I had Albert Pinella. I still do. I still have the team actually. I should play it, but I haven't. But yeah, no, Recore looks like it's going to be really, really, really good. I'm really.
Yeah, I'm excited. There was some new stuff on the blog that I don't know if we're talking about news, probably not, but new stuff in the blog about the behind the scenes stuff about the composer and all the work he did getting ready for the trailer and everything.
And the
pretty
main
cool.
theme sounds
Yes.
really
Sounds
good.
great.
It's on the sound. I'll tell you what, I'll go and get the link and put it in chat.
Hmm.
But it all sounds good. Like it's something I've noticed is like it sort of became sort of to attention with Ori because that has it's incredible music. Like that's something that Microsoft, it seems like they're putting quite a lot of focus on by letting people do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're finding really good composers and
Yeah, well, they recorded it with full orchestra, and the composer, I already forgot his name. I should know it right now. I know he did work under Michael Giacchino quite a bit, so he's got some good lineage there.
Yeah.
I'll have to get his name just so I don't.
I wonder if the thing I'm most excited about that game that I read about is how the world changes with sandstorms and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is that's
Sounds
probably the biggest promise with that. I'm excited.
And it's
to
going
see
to be
how
a
that
3D
turns out.
world too, right? 3D
Yeah.
world.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
huge because that's when I went to FanFest, I actually talked to one of the guy Phil Son. He's in charge of marketing or something with that. We just talked a little bit about that, and I was afraid it was going to be like a smaller game, like a 2D type deal. But when I heard it, I asked him right away. I was like, "Is it a big budget title?" And he was like, "Yeah." So they're going full with this, and
I'm
the
excited to see
concept is
something.
it really has potential. I haven't felt this good for a game like that's new and that I really feel like I love Quantum Break is probably my number one because it's just Remedy, but right behind that is Recore. I'm really excited
Quickly, I want to say Chad Sider is the name of the composer.
Now he's going to play the music.
No, he's the composer. They actually had someone else orchestrate it, though. So I'm guessing he's doing most of his composition on computer first and keyboard, and
Now, what does that mean? 'Cause you're in the business, and nobody knows what you're talking.
Essentially, what he's probably doing is either coming up with piano parts or coming up with more like electronic versions of the music, and then bringing it to an orchestrator who would then go ahead and say, okay, I want these instruments to play this part, I want these instruments to play this one, to kind of develop an overall sound for the soundtrack. So that's essentially what an orchestrator would do. So because like the composer may not have the experience with working with composing for a full 50-piece orchestra or however many people they're doing. It's probably about 25, 26 member orchestra. That's what you'll usually see with a project like this. But anyway, yeah, the orchestrator will take that music that he has and turn it into an orchestral version of it, essentially. So that's always, which happens a lot. You'll see that happens a lot in musical theater as well, and even in movies, because sometimes a composer is really good at creating a theme, but not so good at the rest of the stuff. So
It's a team effort.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think Halo 4 is a great example of that. Honestly, because I thought Halo 4's theme was awesome, but I didn't really enjoy the rest. The rest of the music in the game was good, but it wasn't as good as that theme for that game.
For me, this is like one of my top games like that with music and the way it was Ori. Was just the everything in Ori was just amazing to me as far as the music. It really felt heartfelt, and it was just really well done. And that's a big part of video games, because that made Ori was a good game, but that made Ori, I felt, what it was. Like it helped it get to where it needed to go. Of course, you need the full package, but I think this is just. I just really my hopes for ReCore is that it becomes a huge IP, because it seems cool, and I love the shirt too.
Oh, obviously, and it seems like it could end up being that Metroid game, that Metroid Prime game that people really want and they're not getting. From the sounds of what I've heard, it looks like there's going to be a lot of similarities as far as the cores and what they can do inside their different robots. Will kind of work as all the upgrades you would get as Samus to unlock new territories. You know what I mean? So it seems like it's going to have a lot of those Metroidvania elements, but we don't know for sure. I mean, there is a person in this chat room who may.
Oh, no, he knows. He knows. He will not speak, though. I guarantee it.
He already teased us about Quantum Break too, saying he had some surprises. So I'm
that's
not-
exciting.
I think Quantum Break is just the way Phil was talking about it. Remedy is just they are like my all-time favorite dev. Like I love Max Payne. That's one of my favorite games. I just really am. I just think that they're gonna blow people away with that game.
Dude, if they can match the visuals they were showing off in the teases, the original tease screenshots back in the day, that game will look amazing.
Oh, it's
So
gonna look. It looked good with the 16-minute gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, big things for that game. All right, so are we ready for some letters?
Yes.
I'm ready.
I am.
I don't
What do
know
you
how we
think,
went in that
Dustin?
segue, but that was awesome.
Steve, are you ready?
It
I
got
am ready.
quiet.
Get quiet. I was
Made an
writing,
executive decision. I'm sorry, Dustin.
Yeah. No, you're
Okay.
good.
You're the host. You need to decide. Are we ready for letters, Dustin?
We are ready for letters. Engage.
All right. So our first letter is from a frequent writer now, 3 times in a row, The Wicked Soul, who we all are jealous of his gamer score. He says, since y'all talk about PSN so much, is that your favorite status condition and type in Pokemon? Your favorite song, The Wicked Soul.
It's toughie. It's a toughie. My favorite status condition. Oh, I liked the one the other night where it's like the first time it's ever happened, but I couldn't access my save games, so I didn't play anything because I was scared that I would overwrite my save games on Xbox. that condition. So if that could be in a Pokemon where it would just make the person lose their save game when I was battling them, that would be my choice.
That's frightening. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. It scared me. I didn't everybody's like, it'll be fine. you just tell it later that it's okay, then it'll just continue to work. And I was like, no, I got too much time in Minecraft to risk it.
The worst status condition I could possibly think of is not knowing any of my words or music in an opera. That would be it for sure. That's absolutely frightening. I don't know if you've ever been on stage and like just forgotten whatever you had to do. It's the absolute most terrifying thing in the world. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy.
I fell off a stage once. I don't know if that counts.
Yes, that totally counts.
Tell us how you fell off the stage, Steve.
So I was in year 6, so I must have been 10 or 11, and I think it was year 6. Yeah, must have been right. So we were doing like this Christmas play thing and to do Scrooge and all that stuff, and I was sort of walking off from having done my bit, and I literally went to put my foot down and sort of put my foot sort of over the step and fell off the stairs and rolled off. That was painful.
Is this why you're not on camera?
Oh,
I mean,
come on!
that is not why. That is not why.
Is it because you're the elephant man? I just need to know.
The floor beat you with the ugly stick, right, Steve?
I bet Steve's he wears a suit. He's a gentleman. I think like when he comes on his Hunter show, he's gonna be wearing a suit. His hair's gonna be slicked back. He's gonna be like
And everything that we can't see is going to be awful.
It's gonna be broken, messed up.
Not wearing pants.
All right. But was that a status condition for a Pokemon? I don't know, but it was something. Jason,
I would say Vern's probably paralyzed.
Yes.
Maybe. My favorite, probably sleep. I hate that one.
Aw.
yeah, because you never put your console to sleep either. You just let it go.
Yeah,
just let it
pretty
run.
much.
So yeah. If
I'm doing a stress test with my Xbox One. I'm testing how long I could stress my friends.
yeah, our patience for like, is he really online or is he just sitting there? Yeah, he's just sitting there. All right.
But is this question in relation? Is it just Pokemon statuses, or
Well,
how's it
I
affected
mean-
us in real life?
I wouldn't be able to help.
We're just BSing with this
Yeah.
letter. So
Yeah.
just
But
go
yeah.
for it.
I would say my I hate goddamn sleep in Pokemon because you sit there and they could just keep putting you to sleep and knock the hell out of your Pokemon. You can't do shit about it.
So that's
I mean,
the
that's
one I
like-
the most.
That's like in what was it? Final Fantasy 12. I don't know if you guys played that one.
I
Where
did
they
not.
didn't. They decided. Well, it was actually pretty cool. They had this whole gambit system, which you could set things up to where when this happens you can do this, or when this happens you can do this, all automatically. Kind of like what you see in Dragon Age now, and the newer Dragon Age is coming out. But it came out before that, obviously, so it was a little newer at the time. But they didn't give you all the gambits you needed until you were like 3/4 through the game in the first place. So the whole first like 3/4 of the game, you would get put to sleep, and then you'd have to like manually go into your items and remove the statuses or use your magic spell or whatever. So yeah,
And they
I'm
always
right up there with you.
They always put your best characters.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. The one that can actually stop other people from being asleep.
Sleep. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's put him to sleep. Yeah. There aren't really too many good statuses in Pokemon. I mean,
No.
really?
I think when things freeze on me, I just rage.
Yeah.
Like like if I'm fighting the Elite Four or something, and like they bring out a Jinx and they freeze my Pokemon and they're getting all up in my face. I don't like that. And then like earlier when I was turning my PS4 off and it crashed as I turned it off, it froze.
Is that your
Then I
favorite
had-
status crash?
I prefer we go for freeze.
Freeze.
But yeah.
Sounds
But,
good.
yeah, and then you have to hold down the power and eject button on PS4 for 20 seconds to get it to turn off.
Oh, God.
All right, Tim. Do you have a favorite status that you can put people in? The ignore list, maybe for you. Maybe no.
There we go.
The ignore list. Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right.
Favorite Pokemon status, ignore.
Not dealing with that fanboy no more. Ignore Pikachu.
That'd be a
for life.
great Pokemon power. You just ignore Pokemon.
It'd be like Viva Pinata at that point. It's like you would nurture it, and then you'd be like, yeah, they can't come
think
in my
it was-
garden no more.
I think it would be called Block for Tim, since he's a
Block?
Twitter guy.
Yeah.
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 All right. So thank you for writing in the Wicked Soul. Write us again next week. You probably will.
So I love him.
Yeah. He's awesome.
He has 200 and like
Yeah.
20,000. He's sick gamer.
He's really high up there. He's got a Mike Ibarra beat. So
And Wicked Soul's in
Yeah.
the chat, supposedly. Thanks, Wicked.
absolutely. All right. Next letter. This is from looks like I don't know if it's a new writer. Maybe the second letter from this person. Anyway. Hey guys, last time I wrote to you, I was having a bit of a pop at you. Oh. Although I praised the way in which you go in depth whilst remaining entertaining and informative, I was moaning about the quality of the audio, which was terrible at times. The issue has come on in leaps and bounds since then, so it only feels fair to balance the books and to write to you again just to say thanks for such a great podcast and for taking the time and effort to give us listeners a great show to listen to. It's really appreciated. I do have a couple of questions for you guys if you could squeeze them in, though. The first one is, what do you guys think of games having premium content that dilutes the multiplayer base? A good example is Battlefield 4. It's great that it has so many DLC maps and game modes in the double digits, but in my experience, this just spreads everybody too thin, and full servers are far and few between. Wouldn't it be better to have fewer game modes, or maybe instead of premium access, just have one price for the single-player campaign and then another for everything in the multiplayer all in one bundle? Titanfall was another good example before. They threw in the season pass. Trying to get some of the achievements on some of the maps was nigh impossible. Secondly, apologies if you have discussed this before and I've missed it. What do you guys do in the real world? Jobs, etc. You seem to know so much, it's hard to imagine you sweeping the streets or serving burgers at McDonald's. I'm glad you think so highly of us. Steve, that English guy, as I like to call him, in particular seems to really have his finger on the pulse. Do you all just read a lot, or do you know people in the business or actually work in it yourselves? If not, you should be. Anyway, thanks again for a great show. Check out the attached screenshot of my podcast app. My favorite shows are all in order from left to right. Favorite is top left, least favorite is bottom right. You see there's some stiff competition there. Long may you remain in the top left spot. If you do read this out, my gamer tag is FishVRS. S is in Sam. Add me, people. Nearly all my friends went PS4 and I'm lonely. Cheers, Jamie.
I'd like to start by saying, Jamie, that if they went PS4, they're your friends.
Jamie, I hope y'all don't mind. I put his podcast app. I took the picture. It's in
Oh,
the
that's
video.
nice. Oh, good.
We're number
That's a good
one,
thing.
people.
Number one.
That's right.
You know, I really appreciate that you're glad we try our best to keep the audio quality as high as we can. Sometimes we've spent, after this podcast is done, I've done it, Dusty's done it, we sat for hours with Audacity just trying to clean it up. So we're really happy that you appreciate it. And, you know, it's always nice to hear that from the fans. I'm on FMLA right now, so I'm not working. That's my job. My foot hurts.
Oh,
as far as I'll go with it.
Oh, so we're talking about jobs right now?
Yeah.
I guess I'll say it. I am the minister of hospitality at an Episcopal church, so...
Yes.
And he is a singer.
I am. I'm a singer, too. I sing with the local opera companies and with the local orchestra here. I got 2 degrees in voice performance and have done a lot of work around the United States singing. So,
And he has the title, The Golden Throat.
yeah, that's
And
why they
that
call
is
me the
why
Golden
we're
Throat.
taking a moment right now to ask Vern, how are you doing?
You know, I'm really good. I'm really good, Dustin. Thank you for asking.
Just want to make sure.
I had a busy day. Actually.
All right, while we're taking
church.
this moment for Vern, we're going to take a moment for Steve Rules. Steve, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
You were
know, I'm
having
just-
a moment in a moment, Steve.
Yeah.
It's something special. All right.
No, I
moments are done.
appreciate you asking, though, Dustin. It really does make you feel good, doesn't it, Vern?
It does. So what do you do, Steve?
I have a degree in accountancy and finance. I used to be a working towards being a chartered accountant. As it is, I'm currently in the midst of a career break, playing some video games, independently wealthy and all that. So as it stands, a lot of days are playing video
SteveRules.com.
games.
Yeah,
Going out, going to the gym, buffing up, that sort of thing.
getting ready for that move to the United States, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He has to prep. He has to prep.
Yep.
All right. Well, I work at Lowe's now. I help people with plumbing problems and specialty things and ordering stuff and telling them, you can't do that. That's illegal. You cannot put your gas line in your water line and run it that way. That's wrong. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. But then they do it anyway and they blow up their houses. That's what you see on the news, and that's what I do.
And we blame you.
Yes.
And just to clarify, we're going to answer the stuff in the Twitch chat. We're just getting through the letters first. So
Yes.
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
coming.
Absolutely.
Tim,
And Tim,
when you're not trolling gaff, I know you're a fisherman. you put out your nets. When you're not doing that, what do you do?
I work for Verizon. 19 years. I'm a FiOS technician. I basically install your entire FiOS, phone, internet, and data, get you set up, do your whole house, or repair it. I was in special services before that, which is where we dealt with like T3s and big companies and cell phone sites and stuff like that. But I went to FiOS because I like technology and that was the new thing. And now I'm here. And that's about it.
New York.
New York.
I flip burgers. No, I don't.
All
Nothing
right.
wrong with flipping burgers, man. You gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills.
Unless you work at McDonald's and you're not allowed
So-
to flip burgers.
Yeah, maybe you'll upgrade to that. Like in what's that movie? Eddie
you're
Murphy
thinking
one.
Coming to America.
Yeah.
When you think trash, think Akeem.
It's like you can move up to fries, and then you can move up to burgers, and
Then it's assistant manager, and from there, that's where the real money gets in.
Yeah.
But that was McDowell's. McDowell's, by the way, is
Yes.
the answer. Great movie.
Okay, so DLC. What do you guys think of DLC?
DLC, like when it first started, like I think everybody was like, what is it? Halo 2 first started. It was kind of like, yes, I'll pay $5 to get a ton more maps. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody was happy about it, and it worked. Battlefield did its thing, and then like DLC expanded into the point where it started doing tons and tons of DLC. And then we started seeing season passes. We started seeing Battlefield Premium, and stuff like that. And it's just gotten to this like busting point of so much DLC, nobody wants to pay for it. And I think what Halo 5's doing with giving you map packs but selling you other stuff, I think that's the future, and I think that's what everybody wants. I'm glad we're going back to horse armor because it's just like full circle. It's full circle. But I mean, it's my 2 cents.
I actually think that I think the thing is when you're experimenting, you're trying to work out exactly what people want to buy, but also what people are prepared to buy. Which are kind of because they might buy something but do it begrudgingly. But I do think that as time has gone on and they've got to this situation where everyone's started charging more and more for this content, fracturing communities. And I think it puts people off. And I think that as publishers want alternative revenue sources, and I think the Halo approach of all the multiplayer maps being free, I think so that everyone's on an even playing field is probably. It's the best way to do it, and I think that ultimately, unfortunately, the sort of better solution is to just charge for microtransactions so that people can buy cosmetic bits and
Yeah, I
and
agree.
all that kind of stuff. I think that is better on a community as long as you have to. It's all about balance. If you balance it properly, that's the way to do it. I think.
And you know what? As far as the question of whether or not it dilutes the multiplayer, not really. I mean, you look at a game like Battlefield or Halo, everyone's playing the same map. It doesn't matter if there's 100 maps, like Master Chief Collection. Everyone wants to play 1 or 2 maps, even if they release all that.
No, but the problem
it's true, though.
No, shut up. In Battlefield, the issue is every time we go to play Battlefield with Daniel, even though we all have premium, it's like y'all want to play the basic map packs and none of the DLC. It's like, come on, I want to.
Well, I'm not. I'm talking about how a massive amount of maps dilutes multiplayer.
No, but I think Battlefield's a perfect example.
No, I
of how it
agree
does
with
it.
you on. I agree with you on. Oh, I can't play it because I don't have premium. That sucks. But as far as whether or not a lot of maps dilutes a community, not really, because usually the community.
No, but the problem is Daniel. Everybody has premium in our friend group. Everybody does, but nobody plays those maps because the servers aren't full enough to play those maps because nobody bought them. So the fact that the community doesn't have them means we don't get to play them as much.
Well, that, and you know what? It's also the game's fault for not forcing people to play those maps. And what I mean by that is, like, with Forza's new league system they're doing, they're literally doing it so people will have to play the maps. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get in a situation where it's all going to be Metro and Battlefield. It's going to be like championships in Forza. You're going to go to where it wants you to go, and it's going to get play time for everyone and add variety. It's up to the developer to make sure people play these maps, and if they make it free for people to do what they want, I mean, people are just going to play what they want, and that's it. Not that that's a bad thing, but I mean, people, they're not open to change. If they like one map, they're only going to play that map. They're not going to try something else, even if they might like it. So,
it's funny because I think Counter-Strike Global Offensive does. I think they released their maps for free. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. But in the 8 hours or so that I played it with my friends, we pretty much played the same 2 maps. And then there was another time where we moved to another 2 maps, sort of after playing for 6 hours. I was like, what the hell is this? What am I doing? Because all we played was the same 2 maps. So I think, people, definitely do pick their favorites, and that's, or at least they pick the ones they don't like, and then obviously they don't want to play. It's like when you let people vote on Halo, and then, and all your friends go, oh, let's vote for this one, and then it's all strategic.
You mean we shouldn't always just play BR and Remnant?
Well, no, but it's just, perhaps having so many maps is not necessarily, perhaps it's not even necessarily the best use of resources, perhaps.
Yeah. Especially if they're not quality. I mean, Halo's quality, but that's just because it's 4 games in one. But, like Battlefield, you just have bad maps. There are just bad maps on that game for certain game modes. What else? What other questions did he ask? He asked a lot of stuff.
Yeah, let's move on to another part of the email.
All right. Let's see. We talked about DLC. We talked about jobs. We talked about being the favorite podcast. That's everything. There is one more part of the Jamie sent a second email real quick and wrote, one thing I really wanted to mention. I would love to hear you guys talk with Phil Spencer. What do you reckon the chances are? Wish I had said this earlier.
This is our chance. This is not Aaron Green. He's not here anymore. He was in chat. If you're listening to the home,
exactly.
The podcast.
He already left.
He already left. But Aaron did
fine.
favorite a tweet when we said, "Hey, would love to have you on the show." Him and Phil Spencer, and he hit the favorite button. So I'd take that as a 20% chance.
We got to mark the timestamp for what we're talking about right now and tell Aaron to start listening to it right then.
Listen to here.
Yes.
Yeah, listen.
48 minutes in. Exactly.
Agreed. I know Aaron doesn't. He's not really fond about Pokemon. I'll tell you that much.
It's about 33 minutes in.
Yeah, 33. So we'll hit him up.
All right.
And maybe if we get a favorite, then it goes up to 22%.
Yeah.
Chance. And then if we get Phil never favors. He favors very little. So if we get a favorite from Phil, it shoots up to 95.
Oh wow, man!
I've gotten a favorite from Phil before.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, one of your trains. I never got a favorite.
Yeah, he's
I hear you got a project coming up for Aaron and Phil.
Well, maybe. It's not a pay project. They're not paying me. I just want to be very clear.
They're not. I'm
not being paid.
I wish.
Yeah. I saw. Just hold up. Wait a minute. I saw that they were making pancakes for the interns. I'll move. I'm just
They were
saying.
making Xbox.
I'll move. I'll become an intern. I want to be
Yeah.
an Xbox intern.
Just,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind being one of those like tasters to make sure that they taste good.
Me
Right,
and
I'll be
Steve.
a-
Steve's
I'll
gonna
be a
move to
pancake taster.
Washington with me, and we're gonna bring good Southern barbecue to Seattle.
And
And
roast dinners.
But then
yes,
you'll have
and
to be a
roast dinners.
Seahawks fan.
No, I don't. I'll be a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
All right.
I don't mind supporting Seahawks, if that helps.
If that helps.
Yeah, football.
Foosball.
Anyway,
Bobby.
thank you for writing, Jamie. Thank you very much, and we appreciate the praise
Change
for our audio
places.
and our podcast.
Yeah, thank you. We try.
All right, so we got looks like one more email here, and this one is from another frequent writer, Old No Bones. Old No
Oh,
Bones writes, "I assume since you guys are all longtime gamers that most of you have multiple consoles. Even though I tend to prefer what Xbox offers, I have both the Xbox One and PS4. Sorry, Nintendo. But for the sake of discussion, let's all pretend we all have an Xbox One. Are there any existing or announced exclusives on PS4 that would make you a bit jealous in the Xbox only scenario? For me, it's Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted 4. Uncharted is just a great fun series overall, and Horizon looks to be vast, beautiful, creative, and ambitious. What do y'all think? Also, what do you guys consider the most interesting, existing, or announced new IP which is published by Microsoft so far? We have games like Sunset Overdrive, Ori, Scream Ride, Rise, Recore, Sea of Thieves, Quantum Break, Scalebound. I'm probably missing something here. Anyway, I have to give Sea of Thieves some love personally. It is the best water I have ever seen. I love pirates, and it seems to have that rare charm. I'm surprised this isn't getting more hype. Also, one observation I want to make is that we are getting quite a bit of new IP on Xbox. Some of these are success stories, but not enough are. The only mega successful new IP this gen that comes to mind is Destiny and to some extent Titanfall, Bloodborne, and on a different level, Ori and the Blind Forest. Since I brought up Destiny, y'all should take some time to fulfill the weekly tradition of talking about Destiny.
I think
Thank
we
you
already
for writing
did.
Old No Bones.
Look, it is a tradition. It really is at this point, talking about
Yeah.
Destiny. Destiny is a game.
It's
sucks.
multiplayer,
It's multiplayer.
shared world.
I hate to say that it's a success, but it is a success by
It
every
is.
word. It really is. They
Any
made
meaning of
all
word,
their,
yeah.
they've done it. Bungie, you ripped the money out of your fans' hands and burned it in front of their faces with that piece of shit known as Destiny. Thank you for your DLC and your time and love and patience. And
Getting ready to throw money at my screen.
yes, I can't wait for that expansion.
that was a really good question by him, though. Old Bones. I must
Okay,
say.
so let's start. Let's start at the top. What do you think is, like for PS4, what would be the game that made you jealous if you only owned
Oh
Xbox
God,
One?
Horizon. I think
Yeah.
everybody hands down. I think
Horizon.
it was so
Horizon.
awesome.
Mine is something
Female.
not even announced yet. Probably Gran Turismo because of who I
Yeah.
am.
Mhm.
But I think Horizon looks good, but I haven't seen enough to really get
I think Verizon.
jealous.
I got jealous of her. I'm going to be honest. What you know? What I liked about Horizon, the
Robot dinosaurs.
robot dinosaurs, and
That's all you need.
I really liked when she went undercover. Like she was in the trees and she went undercover. But I really also it had like you could tell it had character because when she killed the whatever that little small robot dinosaur, you could see that there was emotion that she felt bad doing it. So to me, I just felt like that was just really a big surprise from Guerrilla Games, and I think it's going to be good. I think that they actually got this. They're not doing the multiplayer, and they're going with this. And how could you? I mean, the whole entire. It looks like it has a ton of story behind it. It looks like it's a post-apocalypse. It's a post. I think what do they say? A post-apocalypse Earth where like everything was everything
Post-apocalyptic.
right. And then it's starting to grow up. It's starting to grow again. So I think that game honestly that was like my
What
number.
I like about it is I like that the art style is very similar to Killzone because it gives Guerrilla a sort of identity as far as what their games look like. Kind of like what we've seen with the art style similarities between, say, like Halo and Destiny. It's nice when you see a developer commit to their particular thing, as far as the way their games look, and I really like that about it. But Yeah, as far as gameplay is concerned, we really don't know a whole lot about it. And
They're pretty good. They're
Yeah.
pretty good at that. It'll be a good game.
I just want to clarify something real quick. Tim, you were having a hard time saying apocalypse, and I have to admit, after playing Sunset Overdrive yesterday, like awesome apocalypse, it does. That's how it should be said from now on. It's just an
Awesome Apocalypse. All right.
yeah.
Awesome
yeah.
apocalypse.
But yeah, my main worry about that game would just be the level design, because that's always been the weakest part of Guerrilla's games. But this is open world, so maybe that changes things. I don't know. But it looks good. It looks.
I'm
really
just glad they're able to work on something that's not Killzone, and that's
Absolutely.
not a huge hit at Killzone. It's just they need to do something fresh. And
Well,
this
Killzone
is-
never really had its own identity in the
No.
And
Well, the
because it
last
was always
one-
seen as like a Halo killer, is what
The
they
last was
essentially
always
made it for.
marketed.
That was
Well,
their fault.
Yeah,
We
but that's what
said
they
that
wanted it to
before.
be. That's what they wanted it
That
to be.
article, I remember
Yeah.
it came out. It was like Halo Killer, and that was it. What would you remember the publication that it came out with, where it really first started? I don't know if you guys
It was
remember.
some
but-
off-brand publication.
It was either EG.
But I remember reading it. I was just like, oh, and then,
Well, it's just like Sony does this for a lot of things, and I think it's the reason some of their exclusives suffer. It's like Drive Club was marketed as the Forza killer.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
Why?
well, that was
Yeah.
VG247 who
Yeah, but they still
Sony put it in their
advertised.
ads.
you know.
Yeah.
They advertised with.
Yeah,
I mean-
but let's. You know what you want to do? You want to talk about that? You start your own podcast. Maybe you can call
I
it
am.
Gamers Uncut. Maybe you can go and talk to Nib or somebody like a fanboy
Yeah.
and debate these things. But on
true.
Xbox Uncut, you know what we talk about? We talk about Xbox.
I don't know. I've listened to this podcast a few times.
We talk
So
a
do
lot
we
about
all-
Nintendo.
Do we all kind of agree though that it's Horizon Zero Dawn?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say yes.
Uncharted looked the
It
most
did.
technically
good.
impressive.
No,
but
it did. Uncharted looks freaking amazing, but if I'm going to be jealous of an IP, it's going to be Horizon. Because
Yeah.
I've played Uncharted 1, I wasn't really into it. I know the other game 2 is supposed to be amazing and 3 is supposed to be okay. And like maybe 4 is amazing again, but like Horizon's brand new. We barely know anything about it, so it has that appeal
Yeah.
of just being this wow,
Well, it
that
turned
looks
heads.
awesome. Yeah.
It turned heads, kind of like Cuphead did, honestly. That would be
Yeah.
the other game that really turned heads at E3, I'd say.
I mean,
And as far as by the way, as far as Sea of Thieves not getting a lot of attention, apparently when I was listening to podcasts, I think it was the IGN podcast, they were saying all the media at E3 were huge into Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, well,
They
they're
all
cagey
love it.
about it. Rare's cagey. They don't want to say anything right now. But
Right.
if Rare starts releasing it and starts talking about the game, trust me. I mean, there's a lot of Rare fans out there.
It's
Right.
still a little far off, so that's
And-
why, we
and
got
the Rare fans,
See.
from what I'm not a hardcore Rare fan. I'm sorry for interrupting, Jay, but I'm not a hardcore Rare fan. But I know them, and they seem really happy with Sea of Thieves. So I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I know.
Well, what do
some
you
people-
all... This is what was asked by Old No Bones. What do you consider as the most exciting new IP or existing IP for Xbox right now?
If it's new, I think Sea of Thieves. Wow, that or Quantum Break, one of the two.
or-
Like,
or
I'm
if-
excited
if
for both.
Quantum Break or Recore.
It's hard. No, but Sea of Thieves looks really freaking cool. I like pirates.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having a ship and me and Vern on a ship and then like making somebody walk the plank, aka Eric.
Well,
I want to make
Well,
Eric
that's
walk
mean.
the plank.
let's be honest. We don't know anything about Scalebound.
We don't.
We don't.
Quantum Break is supposed, like Phil has said, that it's amazing, and you know.
That's exactly because Phil seems so positive about it. That's what's got me excited about Quantum Break right
yeah,
now.
well, they're good though. They're their pedigree. They're just a great.
Well, yeah,
developer.
I love Remedy, but Recourse got me the most excited just because of the potential, because we don't know much about it. That's what's got me the most excited.
I feel the same way about Sea of Thieves.
Uh-huh.
We don't know a lot, but an open world pirate game that looks amazing. That's all I know.
But he was saying existing IPs too, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sunset
Because to
Overdrive
me-
is right up there with me for me then.
Because for me, I mean, I that's a
Bird's
hard
eye.
question because I would say Halo every time. I mean, you look at
Vern, I was about to say Vern's all about Halo. He just listened to everything in the last
Oh
like,
man, I've gone crazy with my Halo.
I mean, it's
social
not-
You can-
media.
That's a game you can get really deep in the lore. Just don't go to the Halo wiki; you won't come out.
I mean, I watched that whole 15-minute video. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was like the whole Halo lore described and then the whole
that's-
story.
To be clear,
That's pretty
Tim,
much scratching the surface.
that's only the game lore. That's not even
Right.
that video.
There's a
didn't
lot
Yeah,
even
it's so
more.
deep. I know.
It didn't even cover the book lore.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
All right. Any other parts of that question before we move on?
Well, my most exciting new IP
Nobody
is
cares.
going to be Recore.
I gotta see
Honestly.
more Recore. I gotta see more Scalebound. It's a tough question right now, in my opinion, because I might see something with Quantum Break. I'm expecting to see something like we're gonna be like, wow, because you look at the
I hope
difference.
so.
You look at the difference between Uncharted 4, their demo at PSX, to their demo at E3. You're not even comparable. So you're dealing with the same thing with Quantum Break. They're getting towards the end of their release. They probably, if they needed to, could release this year.
It's going to look pretty damn polished, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to make this look,
It's going to look awesome. Just like how, I mean, don't get me wrong, Alan Wake, it holds up okay. The cutscenes don't. Don't get me wrong. The cutscenes are awful. But the game actually holds up. And
On PC especially, yeah.
like, I can't wait to see what they do with fucking more powerful hardware. It's going to be awesome.
It's difficult between the reason I say Quantum Break is I think it's I like to be sort of think something that I'm sort of waiting for. I think because I know Remedy, I love Remedy. Alan Wake's fantastic. I think I played again, was it last year or the year before or something, and did it. Whereas Recall, I mean, to be honest, I've never been a particular fan of Metroid Prime or anything. I mean, I'm really excited for Recall, and I think it'll be a great game. But just looking at sort of how much I've liked past Remedy games, I think I'm gonna have to go for Remedy because I mean, I will buy the special edition of Quantum Break if you make me one.
All right.
I'm down.
I'll get one if it has a digital code.
It's going to have a statue of that one guy that makes it. Damn, what's his name?
Phil Spencer.
Sam Lake?
Yeah, it's going to have a statue of Sam Lake.
Sam Lake.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever that face he does is.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Thank you so much for writing us. We
Oh, no
appreciate it.
bones. We
Old
love it.
Bones. It's great. And you can write us too at letters@xboxuncut.com, or you can join us live on Twitch while we
Speaking
stream.
of which, yeah, we need to look at our letters.
We're gonna
We have,
get,
I mean,
we got a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and this is gonna be more of a speed round. We're not gonna really sit here and talk about like every single little question for like 30 minutes, or the show would never end.
When will Windows 10 come to Xbox One? Probably October.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
I'm just gonna go down the
preview
list.
in August.
That way we can hit all of them. I don't want to.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going down the
Will
list.
there be new IP shown at Gamescom? Yes,
Yes.
I think there will be. I'm not
Probably
sure.
at least one.
Yeah, I don't think it's too crazy to think there will be. New announcement. Well, Steve Rule said new announcements. Wasn't there another guy on the podcast, Mark or Michael? I forgot the name. Michael is on the podcast. He just hasn't been on for the last couple weeks. We'll let you know later what's going on with that, and maybe we'll have him back on. I'm not sure yet. All I know is that Recore and Sea of Thieves will be at Gamescom. Da-da-da. Hey guys, what are your most anticipated indie games? Anybody have an indie game? My indie game love is very small.
Cuphead.
Cuphead.
I'm not going to go with Cuphead. Cuphead looks amazing, but I think it's going to be a real tough, frustrating game. Which I think it's one of those games that I feel like I want to throw my controller through.
Yeah,
the
but
TV.
you can persevere. We know what you did with
Ori. Yeah.
Ori
I
and the
just
Blind
don't know if I
Forest.
want to deal with that. That
You
listen,
can do it.
I'll tell you how that game at FanFest, my friend Paul, from out there, he was the developer said he'd give him $1,000 if he beat the whatever. There's a train. I don't know what the hell they called it, and he came close. But that's how tough it is. And he was even said he's a big gamer. He was like, wow. He was like really impressed. So the really good gamers, which I'm not, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm 39 years old. I never was a good gamer, but there's something to that. The really good gamers are going to just love this game. For me, the game Solace looks like it has the most potential. I got to see more.
Yeah.
That one looked, and there's also another indie game which is like remember Double Dragons, with this 2D fighting. Do you remember that
Oh,
game?
do you mean you talk about Rivals of Aether?
Yes, that game to me, I think could be pretty. For me, it'll be good. It might not have mass appeal, but Solace, and there was also a dragon game, a Dragon Heroes. That's not on PS4, right? There was a dragon game that I saw at
That New York accent. That's all I'm saying.
Dragon game.
I saw
You're
it
talking,
on,
you,
on
you
the
talking
floor.
about the D&D game?
It's a dragon game. It's like it's,
Dungeons and Dragons.
no, I don't know what it was called, but it looked
Crimson
good.
Dragon.
You're not talking about Ashen, are you?
No, it was a dragon. Or it was a dragon. It was
I know what you're talking about. I remember it now. I have no idea what the name is.
Dragon.
I know what you're talking
Dragon
about.
Quest
Yeah.
is PS4, right?
You're talking about the one where you take over as a dragon and you
DS.
You got you
You
have a
can-
4-player split screen. That game just looked pretty fun, but no, I mean overall, Solace is number one.
All right,
Solace.
moving on. Why
I'm
Sea
going
of
with,
Thieves? Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, wait.
Damn, we're not.
Yeah.
Why?
I told you I
Why?
wanted to like speed through these, but
I
y'all-
just want to answer.
Okay, quick answer. What's your favorite one?
and we're
Space
done.
Engineers.
Okay, Steve.
Okay. The Swindle, Blues and Bullets, and Below.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Why is Sea of Thieves coming to PC? People, why?
Because it's going to be
'Cause-
free to play.
Probably, yeah.
That is
Because it's going to be
answer.
cross-platform.
and
play.
Yeah.
and Crackdown is going to be the same. Book it.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's done. You can move
It's
on.
because they want the maximum number of people playing these games for the community, since they're multiplayer focused and require constant updates. So any games like that, we're going to see cross-platform for sure.
Will there be any games Rare announces at Gamescom?
I'm going to say no.
No,
I think it's unlikely. That being said, on Twitter a few days ago or something, one of their guys mentioned that they had a new prototype up and running, and I asked him if it was Sea of Thieves or something else, and he said that's the $1 million question. I mean, you know, there's been plenty of other things to suggest that they've got other projects going. I guess it just depends how far along they are.
They're
I don't
working
think-
on content for Fable Legends to help Lionhead.
I will hurt you, Dustin. I'll say this. I don't think it's impossible that they announce something
Fable
else.
Legends.
I just wouldn't expect it.
Are they?
I mean, if they're really for 2017, 2018, you got to get a banjo on it. I mean, that is just a slam dunk of an IP. If you have a new banjo in a 3D world, how is that not going to make a lot of money? Am I wrong in thinking that?
It would, but you've got to have the capacity to develop it. I mean, it might be that this prototype is banjo or something, but I just think you have to make something that is ultimately is financially viable, but there's also the game you want to make.
You can't outsource it too, because once you outsource it, it loses its appeal. Correct?
I think, well, not necessarily, because Killer Instinct was great and Rare had nothing to do with it. But the thing is that the lead designer of Banjo-Kazooie is still at Rare. He was the main designer on Sea of Thieves, Greg Mayles. So I think what we're going to see is that Rare are going to pick some of their old IPs and say, don't give these to anyone else. I think they're going to pick Banjo, Perfect Dark, maybe a few others, and the rest
Yeah, I agree.
they might
Conquer.
let other people.
Well, and Greg
Okay.
Mayles isn't on Sea of Thieves anymore, so it's very likely that he could
Exactly.
be moving on to a banjo.
Well,
so.
what game could they outsource to a third-party developer
Battletoads.
that you guys would be okay with?
Perfect Dark.
Saberman.
Honestly,
Perfect
Perfect Dark. I think
I
another
would
dev
just
could do
think
Perfect Dark.
Conquer is too close to Rare, right?
I
You
wanna
want
see-
Rare to do
Yeah.
that.
I want to see Respawn work on a Conker's Bad Fur Day.
What, on Source Engine?
I don't know.
Respawn's not going to work on that, man.
I want Conquer done
It's-
by Rare. Honestly,
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. too.
But I think that I look at Perfect Dark and I really want one. But do I think that this Rare? It's not that I don't think they could do it.
It's
I
not
think-
right for them.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless they made it kind of like cartoony, kind of like Sea of Thieves
Yeah.
is. But then I
think
don't
you
know if
have
that
to
would be right for
wait.
the franchise.
I think you need to wait for Sea of Thieves to see what direction as Rare as a studio is taken, because it's their first like original IP. That's what we're gonna see. I think it's
You
hard
know
to
who
go
gonna-
off of like just. I mean, Viva Pinata shows you Rare still Rare, but Like it's been a while. Like we have to wait. Like I
Hey,
hate to say,
Steve.
the last thing they did was Connect Sports. Like it's
Blast Core could be a nice like smaller game if they wanted to release something like that.
I could see them Blast Corps and Jet Force Gemini. I could see them giving to someone else.
Hmm.
Um, just trying to think. What, I mean, RC Pro Am could be like a nice, fun little downloadable game.
That'd be a nice, fun little
You
cart
know,
type game. Yeah.
Saberman, because Saberman Stampede was in development for years, and they worked on Cameo in the end, and then they got cancelled because it just wasn't going anywhere. I mean, if they could, I mean, that might be something more Rare to do themselves, but
Well, I mean, they're sitting on all these IPs. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to get a third party developer to do some of the games, because I just think that they got to start planning past 2016, because 2016
I'm sure they are.
they have a huge lineup. But what happened with original Xbox 360 is that they didn't really plan for 2000 after plan for 2009. If you remember being an Xbox fan, everyone was like, "When's the next big game?" And they have to avoid doing that, in my opinion.
oh yeah, especially
but
when trying to
that's-
play catch up.
I think
Yes.
that's what Phil's doing. But I think what's important is that in my opinion, what they need to be doing is, rather than, they can outsource some of them, but they need to be hiring a few more people, getting Rare bigger, so that Rare can do more. Not doesn't have. I'm not saying
All right.
suggesting AAA games, but
I agree.
Let's move on, because I think this kind of ties in with what this question is. What genre do you think Xbox's new IP will be? I think it should be an RPG.
Me too.
Like,
Needs to be.
it should be an RPG. We're not going to get
Yeah.
on.
Probably not.
But I think a Rare RPG would be awesome. Like, just let Rare
Yeah.
do an RPG.
Go and
Maybe-
reboot.
They kind of are with
Cameo.
Sea of Thieves in a
Yeah.
way. If you look at it as like an MMORPG, which
Yeah.
it's not. I know it's shared world, but still.
Reboot Cameo as an adventure RPG, or you could just get Lionhead to do it after they've. Well, I mean, Lionhead
Finish
might
Fable,
an IP. Let's have some common sense.
Yeah, exactly. I think their needs that you're gonna hate me for saying this, but they could use one more shooter. They could use something to have in the 3-year cycle. That way, it's Halo 1 year, Gears another year, and something else another year. And that way,
100% agree.
and then you have 3 years in between
Three
every one of
solid
those
shooters.
games, and you don't kill, you don't oversaturate the brands. You know.
Well,
the
I think
IPs.
I don't know.
All right, if you don't know, I'm moving on. What game you guys want to appear
I don't
most
wanna
on
get to
backwards
make it go too
compatibility? The game I want to see on backwards compatibility the most, without a doubt, is Gears of War 3, so I can play Horde mode with my friends. It's what I
Lost
would
Odyssey
play.
for me.
That
I
is
want
a
to play Lost Odyssey again.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
tough. I want to play
Dustin
Halo
is
Reach
Yeah, that's a good one too.
for sure.
There's a
Gears-
ton of
Gears
games,
3.
but Gears 3 would be awesome. Like, that's something I want. The most requested one, I think, is still Red Dead, ain't it, guys?
No, it's been overtaken by
Oh.
Blocks 2.
And if you're Snoop Dogg, NBA, oh no, not NBA, NHL,
NCA.
NCAA or NCAA,
Yeah.
whatever, 2K14, or no, it's like 2009 or something.
Yeah, whatever.
2014, I think.
The latest one, I thought it was like 12 or 13 or something.
It's not that far ago.
I'm still waiting for people to want 2K football games to come on the backwards compatibility list. I am shocked that's not like a Kickstarter, like everybody vote for the 2K.
Since we're talking Red Dead Redemption, though, that game's $7.50 on sale right now, and it really does seem like it's going to be coming to backwards compatibility at some point. So I'd go ahead and pick it up
I need
right now.
to-
While it's
I
I
need
cheap.
to-
I need to do it.
Mhm.
So I need to get it, because it's the sort of thing is I could have played it sort of 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember when it came out, but I would actually watched my housemate play it. But the problem is all Rockstar games control
Like
awfully.
crap.
But I think I should, because I think I will be tempted to I think I'll be tempted to buy Red Dead 2 when it comes out, because I like to play these Rockstar games, because if nothing else I get great entertainment in telling everyone how they're all wrong and they actually all play terribly.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it's a good point. Question 1 for all panel: name 3 downsides to waiting a year for PS4's Rise of the Tomb Raider. We're just gonna list 3. We're not all gonna have our own 3. I think waiting a year is a downside. Yeah, the time. Duration.
You're not part of the conversation.
Yeah,
The zeitgeist, is that what they call it?
yeah. And
It's
the third downside would be
it'll be like $5 in 12 months time, and it will come out in a busy period and then you just think, well, do I really want to play a game that everyone else has talked about?
Right.
Honestly,
That's-
it would be spoilers.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if a game's great and that has the potential to be great, like The Last of Us, that was a great game that if it came out, you're not waiting a year to play that. You're gonna play it somehow. So people want to play the game and they don't want to wait. I know I don't want to wait. So it's a huge deal that it's 1 year. If it was 6 months, yeah, you could deal with that. A year from now, when we're talking about in October, Tomb Raider is not going to even be cared
Well,
about.
just-
That's
you
the
know what,
bottom
Tim?
line.
Tim, just look at like the Destiny DLC where it was exclusive for a year. How many people did you see a year after going?
Nobody
Hey
talked
guys,
about it.
it's unlocking soon, guys. Let's jump on.
No
it."
one
Like,
cares.
no one.
Has it
no
even
one
been
cared.
unlocked yet?
Listen,
No, it
that's
hasn't.
October
Nah.
of next year.
Right?
Yeah, it has.
I thought it was a year after launch they unlock it.
No, it's been a year after launch, I believe. It's already unlocked.
No, not till September.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Maybe it was
That-
unlocked. That goes to
But
show
no
you
one's
that how
no
much
one's
I
gonna
care.
care at that point anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, yeah, a year from when Tomb Raider comes out, Gears is gonna be out, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. Dusty, move on.
All right. Moving on. Do-do-do. Sorry, I'm still looking for the next question. We had a lot of talk.
Oh, Steve, this guy keeps asking about Fall of Eden or Eden Falls or something. That's not happening, right? Isn't
Eden Falls originally was a name for or a name of a part of a Lionhead game pre
Right.
Milo and Kate, pre Connect, so 2007, 2008. They cancelled that game. Actually, I think it was called Project Survivor, or it was even before that, so they could work on Milo and Kate and then they Connect stuff. What happened was that somebody, Lift London, were making a game and they had an ex Lionhead person there who's since left actually, and they said, let's call it Eden Falls. And then what happened was that they went to trademark it and found out that a company in, I think, Finland or something owned the trademark. So they bought the trademark for this Lift London game, and it was a mobile game. And if you go on xboxachievements.com and type in Eden Falls, you will see the achievements for the Windows Phone 8 version. It's
Right.
nothing to do with Lionhead. It's nothing AAA anymore. Like, I mean, unless they've done like some serious
Changing,
what,
yeah.
skullduggery, I think it was, unless they've done some serious mishmashing of the facts here, it's nothing. I'm not even sure that it's going to come out because Lift London have shown
they're
us
working
absolutely
on?
nothing.
Yeah, it looks
HoloLens.
like they may be moving to HoloLens or something. Yeah.
All right, next question. Does Ashen have a chance to be Microsoft's best take on a Dark Souls formula game?
I don't think
Oh.
so. They're talking that game's going to be open world. So
I think
Um,
Dark Souls 2 on Xbox One is probably Dark Souls' best take of a Dark Souls game on Xbox One. I'm just saying. I think people are getting confused. They think Bloodborne. There is a Dark Souls game on Xbox One. I mean, Dark Souls is not exclusive. It's specifically Bloodborne that's exclusive on PS4. I mean, I've tried Bloodborne. It's good. I think Ascen's going to be a great game, but I think honestly, trying to think of that game like a Dark Souls alternative is probably going to do more to hurt that game than it is to allow that game to be what it is all I'm saying. I think that's going to be a great game on its own merit.
Yeah.
It looks fun. I think me and Vern, I think after E3 we talked about that, I believe.
It's got a cool art style.
Yeah.
That's
it
all I
does.
know.
Yeah.
And the combat
that-
did look kind of interesting.
That release trailer was really strange where he was running with a girl and all of a sudden she died or whatever. And it was kind of like, what is this?
Well, that
Like,
was
it
supposed
looked-
to be simulating their concept behind the game, where like
Yeah.
you could run across other players that come back into your world once you've played with them once online, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
and you can leave people to die if you want, or you could work with them. You know,
Yeah.
we don't know much about the game, but it looks neat. There's a 2-part interview somewhere I read with a whole lot of details about the game. Actually, I'll have to look up the link and put it in chat in a little bit.
All right.
All right. Last question. Which months will Xbox win the MPD of 2015? I'm going to say the last 4.
August.
I want
think
to say
August.
August. Yeah, I want to say
Yeah.
August.
It's going to start in August because
Rare
of
Replay is going to sell.
Rare Replay and Gears both come out in August.
Yeah.
So
And
then-
not be funny, they announced the Madden bundle this week, which may well be in the news. But
Yeah, no, they should take. They really should take August. If they don't, just
September is going to be close because of Metal Gear Solid, I think.
I think they missed a big opportunity not to put a giant
Actually-
NFL logo on that console.
is it the thing is, isn't Metal Gear out in the August reporting period? If it's out on the
don't
1st.
know.
If it's on the 1st, then surely it is because usually it's like
It's
a
the
few
4th.
days.
It's the 1st or the 4th?
It's the 1st.
Okay, the 4th is Mad Max. So
Pretty sure,
that's
but
a
in America,
PS4. That's a
in America,
PS4.
isn't Mad? I'm pretty sure Mad Max is out the first same day.
Oh, okay. I thought they were right next to each other or something. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, if it's in August, then that might actually make August pretty close because they're bundling that, aren't they?
Which one? Yeah, they've got
Metal
special
Gear is
edition.
being bundled, so
So, in which case, I mean, it might be that for the calendar month of August, Microsoft will actually win, but Sony win the MPD because Metal Gear comes out on the 1st. In which case, what have Microsoft got in September? Forza.
They got
That's it.
Forza. It'll do good in UK. Forza.
Yeah,
It'll push
but-
a lot of
But then,
sales there.
if Metal Gear counts for the August period, maybe
When does
Microsoft
when
gets September.
Metal Gear come out?
Say that again, sorry, Tim.
When is the release
September
date?
1st.
Yeah, September 1st.
Yeah, that's so. I don't know. September is probably going to go Sony, and August I think is pretty. I'm going to say pretty sure that Xbox should have it. Plus, they have Gamescom. They should get a lot of
A lot of
hits.
good press.
A lot of good press. You really, I mean, and backwards compatibility. You hear more about that.
And like you
I
said,
don't
like,
know.
they're going into Gamescom alone, so
Honestly, September might be a bit of a fight because Forza's an actual exclusive and Metal Gear is not.
Yeah.
I mean, Metal Gear is going to sell on Xbox.
But it's the
No,
last
every-
Metal
that-
Gear
that-
ever.
That's
But
gonna.
if you look
yeah,
at how
Metal Gear's gonna
Destiny,
push.
for
Forza-
example,
I think it's pretty
last
easy.
year, that was huge
Yeah.
for Sony.
Yeah, I think
And they-
September is going to be Sony.
I think,
And
and,
that-
and then Xbox September,
I mean,
October for sure.
October, November, December is going to be Xbox all the way
Should
because
be.
Halo's going to just push
Dominate.
Xbox big time, and then in November they're going to be really pushing Tomb Raider and Fallout at the same time, and then December they're just going to destroy them with all the deals. Is my guess.
I think Microsoft they've got to go 299 this holiday
Yeah,
for Tomb Raider. They've got
They-
They're
to.
not
no,
going
but the
to-
thing is they did do that last Christmas already.
They're not going to do it. PS4 is going to be $349, and Xbox One is going to be.
I disagree. I don't.
I
Think,
will
I
bet.
don't think Sony's cutting the price.
Sony
think a
already
lot-
said.
I will
So-
bet.
Sony already said they're not doing any price cuts.
They said it. What? When did they say that? They didn't say that.
Not long ago, they said they're not doing any price cuts.
Well,
going
that's now, and now it's time when they're having a press event in Paris the same day as of Halo.
Yeah, probably saw off Morpheus in Europe. I mean, it's not that
Listen,
big.
they showed their. If you look at their financials that they released or their futures, they said they're looking to sell 16 million consoles. The revenue that they showed does not equal a $399 price. It shows a lower price.
Well, no,
Yes.
but didn't it only show like an 8% increase or something? Which
It
would
didn't
surely,
show. It didn't show I remember them talking about. It didn't show the numbers you would expect if it didn't have a price cut. If it was the same price.
But if it was a modest, I'm pretty sure they talked about an 8% increase, which suggested a much. Because if they'd have done $100, then I would have thought that'd be a much.
Yeah,
bigger
there were people
increase.
saying 100. Remember, I remember people.
Yeah, but that's just fantasy.
What
stuff.
is Sony is not going to ride? Sony is not going to ride this holiday at $399 in America. No way. There is no way. If
That is the Tim guarantee.
there is no.
I-
how are they?
I
gonna compete?
agree. I agree. I think they're going to go 349.
You know,
You
and
got-
that'll get them sales. That you know, I don't think you're going to get the big. You know, last year it was a 740 difference in the last 2 months. Was it 720?
Yeah, it's
It was a lot. I don't know if you're going to get that again. You might get 500,000, but that's with a price cut on Sony's end and Xbox. And listen, Xbox is going to have a $299 Black Friday, so that's
Yes.
basically. And then I don't think Sony's going to match that. They'll do maybe $329, but Xbox is going to have a $299 Tomb Raider probably a bundle on Black Friday. They're going to win. They have won Black Fridays pretty much every year, and you're getting a ton of games coming. You're also getting backwards compatibility. Sony does not have any. If people look at that and then they actually still buy PS4 after all the things that Xbox done in this holiday, then you throw your hands up, because Xbox has just so much content that you cannot look away from the console.
I mean, they're addressing the UI. They're giving you huge exclusives. They're giving you backwards compatibility. I mean, what else did you
100
want?
games of backwards compatibility, a clear dedication to backwards compatibility. They are rehancing the UI with Cortana, and that's just for the end of the year. Then they're going to start up again next year.
Tim, you're not even including the Windows 10 launch and how that might actually affect Xbox One.
You have a lot of things going on that just, and Sony doesn't have anything. I mean, they really don't have. I mean, I'm not trying to do. If you're going to compare them, it's not really close.
Well, like everyone brings up, they have the Japanese exclusives, but they're so niche.
The sales don't equate to what. Listen, the bottom line is that they're going to have, in my opinion, if they go $399, then they're just gonna they're risking giving up the market share, and Microsoft saying we now are the number one console
in the US, yeah.
US. And they do not want that to happen, even for 1 month. They do not want that to happen. They did it last year with UK. If you watched UK, Xbox kind of like got them on November, and then they viewed their deals where they said, no way, this is going to take, and they gave really good deals, and they won December. And they won it by a pretty big margin because they kicked in. Yeah. So they're not stupid.
But I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I said about 8 things.
Okay. I was just going to thank everybody for keeping their answers short and sweet.
Good thing we don't have that much news.
We have we've been at an hour 30. We haven't even touched news yet. And remember, you can write us at letters@xboxuncut.com. Let us know what you think. Let's try to skip on the Pokemon questions. Maybe just a little bit. Just a
relationship advice is okay.
No, we could do the Pokemon. I mean, I know Aaron.
Tim was a little confused. He was like, I don't even know what a Pokemon is. I don't.
My nephews do that. Nintendo's fan base is 10-year-olds, and I mean, I was really surprised. Not to change the subject completely, but I was really surprised when Ottawa died. It was very sad because my nephew was like really upset. He's 10 years old. It was like they're really into it. So I know Pokemon is what they do. I have no idea what it is. It's cards that you fight with each other. I don't know.
Tim just called me a 10-year-old, but yeah.
Can we talk about Destiny then? We've already talked about Destiny, sir. We've already talked about it.
Are you guys buying Destiny: The Taken King? No.
All right. Well, let's talk about the news because we need to get into it. We need to talk about it. And there
ain't much.
There's a really big. Well, let's just talk about the Tomb Raider thing. I guess we've kind of touched on it. Sony's getting Tomb Raider a year after the Xbox One release. The PC version of Tomb Raider is coming out early 2016.
Who knows what the hell that means? I don't think it's January.
Yeah, that's the news.
I don't even think it's. What is it? Do you think it might be April? I don't even.
Could be May. It could be June.
It could be June. Yeah, no.
I think it'll be sooner than that. I think it'll be 3 months after.
It'd be March.
Probably March.
Yeah, they said early
because they're going to want to get the numbers in before the end of the fiscal year, so it's going to be March.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the reason why this was announced today was because Windows 10 is releasing in a week. You know what I mean? And I think that they are looking at Windows as their platform. It is no more, Xbox, and they're kind of
the Windows Store. Yeah,
well, they're unifying everything.
Look, Tim, I'm just gonna say, I don't think the PC. Yes, them announcing the PC. The PC news isn't a surprise. It's whatever. It's coming to PC. We knew it was coming to PC. It was always going to come to PC. But the PlayStation news was the big thing, and I really think what that was about was literally, let's just say it's coming to PS4 so people will stop asking and talking about it Let's
And
move
it's
the
a whole year,
conversation on.
so it's
And it's a
practically an
year.
exclusive.
So shut the fuck up. You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to play it. If you want to play it on the Xbox One. I
Yeah,
think
but
that's the
exclusives
message.
exclusives are evil, guys.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's going to do the game good because there was a lot of people that shunned it. I felt, and now that won't happen. I think it'll get a fair shake now.
Well,
And-
I was hoping after the Street Fighter V thing, the entire let's hate on exclusives because they went from being available to everyone to now exclusive. I thought that kind of argument would stop, but it hasn't, and now it's just
No.
turned into hypocrisy. I mean,
Well, it's like
they're both doing it.
yeah. And like I was talking on Twitter with the Way, and he was like praising the Sony exclusive deal and how bad this is a time deal. The bottom line is that
At least it's coming to PlayStation.
it is what it is. It's the business. I think Xbox fans for some reason realize that more, maybe because we've been in that. But everyone just wouldn't shut up about it.
It's comparing Square Enix to Capcom too. Capcom likes to do exclusive deals. I mean, they did it with Dead Rising 3, and now they're doing it with Street Fighter 5. So,
And Deep Down.
yeah, and Deep Down,
And
if that ever
Dragon's-
comes out,
and
and
Dragon's
Dragon's
Dogma
Dogma
Online.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that there's probably going to be something else too. I don't know what, but they're not that gravy train isn't stopping anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it
All
makes
right.
sense for
compare 'em.
Capcom.
Let's actually get into some real news other than PlayStation news. Let's talk about FIFA 16 cover to feature female athletes for the first time in North America, which is awesome.
Yay!
EA is going out of the way to say, fuck, man, it's time to get them off the main page. It's time, and I don't even think it's equality. Like the United States team, we just won the Women's World Cup. Like, we should be celebrating.
That's who people care about. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's going to help sell copies, not because it's they're winners. They deserve to be on the front cover of this game, and not just because it's like, oh, we need to make it equal. It's because they're great. They've won more fucking World Cups
kicked
than the
ass.
men's team. Like they're our players. That's right.
That freaking half-field goal, man, that was nuts.
Yeah.
I love people that say Americans only care about it when they win. Well, there's a lot of people that live in America, and there's a lot of people that care about it. So it's not just people care about it when they win. It's just when they win, people get excited. I mean,
I only care when they win.
Like even though they won, I was
No,
like,
but
yeah,
that's
cool. But
wait, pause,
I didn't become a fan.
pause. Isn't that most sports for you, Vern?
No, I love football.
Like you're very upset when your team doesn't win in football? No.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
And basketball too.
Oh, okay. See, I don't really care, no matter what.
Yeah, I follow the Saints and the Pelicans. So
I'm in
How
Kansas
does you
City
not
Chiefs
care if
fan.
your team loses?
I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm used to loss, okay? Like, I don't have to sit here and explain it to anybody. Our team sucked for years upon years upon years, except for the last couple of years. And we look to be doing good this year. But,
they can't do well in the playoffs, though.
yeah, no, not at all. Like, we get to the playoffs and just stall completely. Or half our team's hurt at that time. One or the other.
Oh, that's football, man. That's football.
No, but that's Kansas City. But moving on from...
Wait. As the resident FIFA expert in here, I feel like, my opinion is the most important.
Oh, no, of course, because you're going to only have men players on your cover. Because you're...
No, they have a female player on their cover too, right?
No, we don't.
Nope.
It's Canada is the other one.
Okay.
Possibly Australia. I think Australia has got 3 people on their cover, one of which
But
is...
you guys, y'all are sexist people.
We've got some rubbish Liverpool player who they won an online poll for. It's ridiculous. But to be honest, it's a very EA thing to do. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the thing is, there are people who swearing that they weren't going to buy the game when the women were announced. I mean, I'm not going to buy the game anymore. I'm joking. But I thought it was a very progressive move. Like, they're just saying, you know what, if you don't want to buy it because there's a woman in the game or on the cover, you can suck it.
I'm fine with it too. Honestly, I think
it's a great move.
I love it. I love it.
And if the game's going to feature, like if the sports game's going to feature multiple levels of the sport, they should have a person representing each one.
That's
like if you're going to have college and pro, you should have a college guy on the cover and a pro.
I think it's a very good move. I think it's a very smart move, and I'm looking to play as the women. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be the
No, but I
USA.
think it also opens a door to female gamers to
Yeah,
go,
we
hey,
need-
FIFA
you know-
is not just a guy's game. Like, women should play our games too. Like, check out
This
FIFA.
exactly this industry. If it needs one thing that could help this industry, we talk about DLC and why they're asking this. The reason why they do that is because they're not making money. They need to make money. These projects cost so much money, and then if they don't sell, they're crippled. So that's the way they try to survive. If you want this industry to do better, women is the way to get this industry where we want it. And so I'm all open for that. I'm open for the female protagonist, and I'm open for this type of stuff. And anybody who like shoots it down like they're some sexist idiot should be punched in the mouth. And I'm sorry, I hate to say violence, but
So you're
you
trying
know-
to say you want to play FemShep in FIFA?
no, I just think that you gotta know.
I
You gotta
do.
know. You can't be like that. You gotta be a welcoming to women, and you should be.
and
you
at
should be for the industry.
And you know what, Tim? And at the same time, these people need to take a stand on it. Like, I also hate the people that they push back at that, going, oh, you should be able to play as a woman or a man in any game. But there's narrative. Like, certain games you have to play as a man.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
And that's
Like,
fine. And,
I think
and that's
you're
something
gonna
we've
write
seen going on
experiences,
lately.
but sports games, like, there's. It's a good move on EA's part. I don't think
It
there's
is.
more
Yeah,
than
it
you
is.
can say.
It
And
is.
you know what? I'm buying the game because of it. I'm going to be completely honest. I would not buy that game any other reason. When I saw that, I was interested. I
I'm
want
a
to play.
bad person, Tim. I'm waiting for EA access.
No,
I am.
well, I'm going to play it on EAX, but I'll probably buy it. And I think that it's going to sell well for that reason. To be
But
honest.
good, good on EA. I'm happy that they're
They're
recognizing.
doing well.
female
They're
players.
doing
So the
You
know
latest
what?
games is
company right
EA's doing more for female FIFA players than the fucking FIFA organization is. They should just wear shorter skirts.
Well, listen, you look at those ratings of the women's soccer game, and I'm a big baseball fan. I think it tripled the World Series. Like quadrupled it. World Series has not even touched that since the 80s or something.
And you know what?
Well,
I
it depends on how you look at the World Series, Tim. Like, the World
But, I
Series
mean,
is the
it-
most watched sporting event of the year if you add in all the games.
all 7 games
Yeah.
or whatever. But
It-
the thing is that you're not getting the same ratings that you are. But that is that U.S. women rating was like, I heard that, I was like, holy shit.
And you know
I-
what? We keep seeing people asking for baseball games, and it's like, it's not going to happen, man. First party baseball game, it's not happening.
No way.
The money is not there. The interest.
No one cares.
and the
Exactly.
no one
The money-
cares.
No,
not
but
bad.
I think if you treated baseball the same way you treated FIFA now, where if you had both, like, all the women teams in baseball, like the women,
I still
Baseball
don't think people would be
Association
interested.
Yeah.
like,
They're
just
never
have it
gonna
all.
have a baseball game. It's just like you said. It just costs too much. Like, no, this is just it's
No,
not
I
to
just
sell anything.
I don't think it needs to be as high of a production value as what is people make it out to
Well,
be. Like,
the way I look at it is, if EA's not even willing to make it, I mean, EA
Who's
wouldn't
gonna
make
make
it.
it?
Pretty
Yeah.
pathetic
Yeah.
that all
or
these sports
2K.
though don't have a new next generation engine. I will say that. That is, and
Yeah.
that's just they're just pushing that along, and that's why we all wanted Joe Montana, because come on. I don't, even if you have to take a year off, you know what? I don't know what to do. Give a free game out. I don't know. Give it for free out the next year. You have to make a new engine. It's going to take 2 years probably, but you know what? This is next generation. I hope we can get one new gen. We're not even getting a baseball game as Xbox fans because it'll
All right.
sell 100,000.
I gotta tell people, Eric is in the chat room talking while and listening to the podcast. He is here, in spirit.
Can we
And
get him on?
He wants. Look, I tried. I'm trying. This is the first step. Eric slowly comes in the chat, and eventually he comes on the show and never talks. So it's a step-by-step process. But Eric says, who would play a women's baseball game? Look, if I had Connect support, and I could yell, "There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying," I would totally do it. I want to manage a women's baseball team.
Through Connect?
Yes, I would totally do it. I want to be Tom Hanks. All right, I want to be Tom Hanks.
That'd
But
be great.
Cast.
there's a bunch of awesome things you could do. Like,
Softball.
yeah, well, yeah, were they playing softball or they were just
Could we
playing
have
baseball?
a softball Xbox game? Fast pitch.
That would be an idea at Xbox game.
If you
Yeah.
want to play in a baseball game, go make an indie baseball game.
Or
There is one.
unfortunately,
Ah,
get
you can
That
play
is just-
RBI baseball.
or you can get
Yeah.
honestly a PlayStation 4 has a long-standing franchise that
show, yeah.
actually is why one of the huge reasons why I own PlayStation, because I'm a baseball fan and
It's the only way to play.
it's the only way to play.
And
All
the
right.
reason that one sells is because it's an established franchise.
Exactly.
Let's move along. Let's talk about Xbox One may get full keyboard and mouse support. It's the end of gaming, people. It's the end.
It's not May. It is. I mean,
It's the end. It's the end times. People
We're
are
just-
gonna play mouse and keyboard and Halo, and we're all gonna stop playing. And It's gonna be awful.
Well, they already have devices which let you configure a mouse and keyboard to work on consoles. So, I mean, if people are going to do that and cheat, they're already doing it. So,
I mean, bottom of the line, what it's for is so when you can eventually stream games from your Windows 10 PC to your Xbox, you can play an RTS game or something
yeah,
on
Well,
your
that
Xbox.
was
That's what
what
it's
he was-
meant.
He was asked about, but I can't see them turning around and saying, "Hey, if you want to play Halo 5 on Xbox One, you can play it with a mouse and keyboard." Don't see them
No.
ever doing that. Nor,
No, they
and I'll
won't.
be
Or Call
honest,
of
nor,
Duty.
nor should they. If you want to play Halo with a mouse and keyboard, and then
Play Halo
Play-
Online in Russia.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. If you want to play FPS with a mouse and keyboard, go and play it on PC.
Yep.
They, they
Yeah,
shouldn't.
and
They,
they
shouldn't
know
let
that.
people do that.
All right.
They know that.
I think I was joking. They're not gonna allow keyboard and mouse players to play against controllers.
yeah, we know that.
It's not
We know
gonna
you were joking.
You
That's
probably
one
can
of the
use
big-
it for your UI and
I was
and
trying to use sarcasm. It got out of hand.
Honestly, that's the big reason they haven't allowed cross-play from PC to console till now, is because of that.
Well, that's what the question that spurred that question. That it spurred that question actually spurred his answer. And then I had asked him about RTSs, and his answer was a little strange to me because after he had announced it pretty much. He says, "Well, it takes a certain developer to build a RTS for a controller, for the Xbox controller." So I don't think that they're going away. I think that if anything, it's going to be, like you guys say, the streaming or a PC to stream to the Xbox One, that type of thing,
Yeah.
or for the UI. That's what makes sense. And why
And that
not?
latency, and honestly, the latency is perfectly fine for an RTS game.
the
The
latency,
latency that exists, it's barely there.
it's barely. I don't know.
So,
They do an
it's-
unbelievable job.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Even on wireless, I'm on wireless now. I am 5G. I mean, I am.
You're OP.
I'm
No.
6G.
No, I'm 5 gigahertz.
Look,
When-
wait. I got to tell people. Tim is an OG. All right.
Yes.
He's
But
an original gangster. I saw pictures. All right. that's
He's
all
got
I'm
the
saying.
speed hookup though.
Yeah, no, and plus I know, but I mean, I play on the 2.4 too. It is ridiculously good. I mean, I play it right in front of me, and I don't really see anything. Very slight.
If
Sometimes
someone-
you'll get pop-ins in a game like Forza Horizon 2. You'll see it more, but other games, just like I was playing Batman on it, and I was playing it flawlessly. It was ridiculous.
Saw that look, Fern. Just let it go. Just let it go, Fern.
And,
Sorry.
it's just as someone that owns a PlayStation Now and have done PS4 to PlayStation Now streaming, it's way better. It's awful. I don't know what's up with that. They need to fix that damn device, but it's way better than that if that's what you have experience with.
All right, moving on. Xbox One World of Tanks offers free limited edition tank for downloading it early. So if you haven't gone out of your way to download it now. If you didn't get it during the beta, go ahead and make sure you get it, and that way you get a tank. That's right, people. Doing so entitles you to a T1E6X1 Premium tank.
It's not very good.
But it
No,
is-
actually, that is an awesome tank, actually. So good.
But yes, get that tank. Enjoy it.
I know it's an awesome tank because when we were playing, we got
Destroyed
killed
by
by
it.
it. Utterly destroyed by people
It's all right. We will get our revenge soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to tell people to get that. Go ahead, download it. There's not much to talk about. World of Tanks is awesome. Can't wait to play more.
It is.
Xbox One's Pro Evolution Soccer 2016 is 1080p after
Yay!
PES 2015 was 720p. So people, they did it.
And I just want to say the gaff thread on this is fucking awesome. I love that immediately after the "this is bullshit."
I'm going to
someone
college.
immediately after that the
Yes.
reply is the tweet saying that,
That they hit it. Yeah, it was really funny the way it lined up. It was good.
yeah.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
I don't
this
trust
is-
him.
it's
Count
awesome.
the pixels. What he's
No,
he's the
believe
guy.
me, he got owned later on because he got caught as being the guy that said he didn't believe Forza 5 was 1080p and so on and so forth. But
That's good news for Fox.
no, it's
Engine.
great news. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I mean the thing is I mean Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, it was 60 frames and it was locked, so that was good. But it was it was 720p and that's it wasn't I didn't have a problem with it then, but as things move forward, I was hoping that they would improve it. And obviously, this seems that it sounded to me like Microsoft got involved and said, "Look, you bring games out in our system. We need to get involved and get in there, and we'll help you do it." I mean, I don't expect Metal Gear to be 1080p, but I didn't got it out to 900.
It'll be 900.
A nice AA solution. That's all I want.
All right,
That's all I want.
moving
It might
on.
be that 1300 whatever by 1080
Yeah,
or something like
if-
that. Yeah.
And it'll
'Cause that's-
bode well for Silent Hills when Microsoft buy it and finish the other 20%. That,
And honestly,
wasn't finished.
Playing through Halo 2 Anniversary looks fantastic, even at that. Like,
It's ridiculous.
Besides the
Yeah.
Black Rush.
Yeah.
Well, so was
Oh.
Far Cry 4.
Vern, your webcam has black crust.
I see it.
I see the pop.
That game, I must say, whenever I play it, I'm always impressed.
Which game?
And this was such a malign game, 343, the Halo Master Chief.
Halo 2 Anniversary.
Yeah, just all of them. The whole. It really. I mean,
Yeah.
it had its problems. We all know. We've rehashed it. But I mean, if they had gotten that game right, it would have been a real impressive feat because it's good when it works.
When it works, yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about 2 Microsoft exclusives confirmed to miss Gamescom 2015. They're not coming. They're not going to be there, people. And that's Sea of Thieves and ReCore. So if you're expecting to see them, just let that hope die.
I'm not surprised by Sea of Thieves. I was surprised by ReCore. I was expecting ReCore to
It's-
maybe show gameplay.
This is good news,
Yeah.
though. This means they got something else to show, probably, right?
Battletoads.
Yeah, no.
I've been thinking.
Remember before E3, they were like, oh, Quantum Break, Scalebound, Crackdown, those aren't going to be there. And we're like, oh my god, this is either really good news or really bad news. And it ended up being pretty good news because they had a big bomb at E3, which was backwards compatibility. So, maybe this means they got something big up their sleeve. I'm not saying it's going to be half as big as what backwards compatibility
No
was,
way.
but
It's not.
but there should be something good. Maybe something like as big as say like Recore's announcement.
Maybe they're
I don't
because
think so.
you know what? I know they're not going to TGS, but they did kind of make it sound like they're going to have their own Japanese event,
Mhm.
and maybe they're going to announce another Japanese game by another
Well,
developer they're
that
working
could
with.
be
Yeah.
where they show Recall. But the thing is that the reason why I thought that Recall would be at Gamescom was 2 reasons. One, because a 1-2 PR hit from E3 to Gamescom made sense. But the thing is that Phil said that they were playing it in the office the Friday before E3, and Inafune, who's the designer at Concepts on it, said that they had sort of stuff that they were hoping to show in the next couple of months. Now, perhaps sort of 6 weeks or so after 7 weeks, whatever, after E3 was a bit soon, but September or whatever would
Or
be
the Game
better for
Awards,
this
maybe?
fan event. Yeah, well, I think the Game Awards would be interesting. But the other thing that Phil did say wouldn't be Gamescom would be Gears of War.
Right.
In case anybody thought Gears 4 might be there. I mean, Ultimate Edition also won't be there because Gears of War doesn't release over there. And he said, well, we can't really show it in Germany.
I guess to Germany, yeah.
So
Blood. We can't have blood. What's that?
he did say they were going to try and get it reclassified for Gears 4, but they weren't going to with Ultimate Edition.
I'm surprised Crackdown's being shown there.
Yeah, I wonder if Cloud Gen's going to be over and we're going to hear anything about the Cloud. Because if we don't hear anything about the Cloud, I'm
Well,
going to
no, we
say
will.
I'm going to say that they really have to show something on the Cloud. And you know what? That for me, I'm okay with that. If they talk about the Cloud, they show the three big heavy hitters, and then they're going to have probably Killer Instinct. Would you announce
ma-
that?
No, they are making new announcements. They've already confirmed that they're making new announcements. So I think your expectations can be a bit higher than what they are,
I'm
Tim.
kind of low.
I know you are, but
because I just
Yeah,
think
there's gonna be two or three things. They have to be, otherwise they wouldn't have said that. And then
Yeah.
they're also having announcements at the daily shows. The two daily shows, they said there will be
Well,
announcements.
Well,
So
we know.
Well, the thing
if
is,
that
they showed the OS at the first day show, and the other two were kind of dreadful, in my opinion. Well, not dreadful, but they weren't what I thought that they had hyped them up
yeah,
to
but
be.
they saved the Gears of War trailer for the Ultimate Edition trailer for the daily shows. So I don't know. If they're holding back one or two things for the daily shows, that means they must have some stuff to show at the main show. So
And
there's going to be something. I think our expectations shouldn't be E3 level, but they shouldn't be
no,
as
not even
low as
close.
they are.
by the way, as someone that watched the daily stuff, I completely disagree with Steve. I thought every single one was really good.
See, the
I mean, if you're watching them for information, sure. But
So
I
were you
thought
even
they were
watching them,
pretty-
Steve? Well,
I
that's
did-
Steve
well, yeah,
saying,
but,
not Steve,
I read their descriptions,
Mhm.
and they kind of thought. And the thing is, and as I said, the first one did have the OS thing,
which is
I thought-
huge. That was huge.
which it was. But then the other two, I just didn't feel were really.
Yeah,
Not
I
much
felt
up
they
there.
were. I agree. I understand you, but you want. You want a lot, Steve. I know you. I know that you.
And
want
by the
big
way,
announcements.
I mean,
we all do.
I try not to. The thing is, I try not to sort of overhype these
well,
things. I thought that
they
they.
also
I
also
thought-
announced Killer Instinct story mode in the last one,
Yeah, that wasn't.
and
bad.
they had Rare Replay. They announced how you can rewind and Rare Replay on Xbox Daily. I mean, they announced quite a few things. They had the announcement for the new Halo Sprint.
All right.
That was at the
All
very
right.
end.
We're moving
I mean-
on. We're moving.
I think we can be a little more excited about Gamescom.
I think
than we
Gamescom is
are.
going to be awesome.
I think
and
it's gonna
they
be
announced they've
Well,
already
just
said.
take-
Wait, shut up! I'm the host. I can say this. They've already said they're going to have just as many announcements for Gamescoms as they had for E3. I think our excitement levels. There should be a hype train. There needs to be a band.
Choo choo.
Like this is going to be a big event. This is not like a little event. Like we need to talk this up. Gamescom is going to be awesome.
Xbox mouse. I think
it's-
the mouse is coming.
It's not gonna be like, oh, they're gonna show a couple games. Like they're coming to. Phil Spencer said right off the bat that when he was planning E3, he was planning Gamescom. They were so close to one another anyway. It makes sense. I think a lot of Gamescom games are going to be 2016 or if not 2017 games, where they kind of just like tease us some stuff. But nothing. I don't think we'll see much for this year or anything. Like it'll just be like, yeah, that's coming out next year, and we're gonna end with one last thing, and it'll be a big 2017 game. Like just we'll tease it and then walk away,
Or it could be a late 2016 game because they still do have a kind of slot for that.
Well,
type
they
of
have
game.
a huge. They're gonna have Forza
At
Horizon
least
2.
one.
They're gonna have 3. They're gonna have Forza Horizon 3 and.
And Sea of Thieves
Sea of Thieves. They got crazy.
and Gears.
Well, if you
Gears
look at
4.
Gears 4. They got how many do they have? 6, 7?
They have
I
3
mean,
games for the holiday season right now for 2016.
But the thing is, if you look at in terms of, but if you look at this one, what they've got like 6 or 7. But like, if Sea of Thieves is a free to play thing, like they're missing at least one, if not two, $60 boxed games because they've got was it 4, 3? Oh, they've got
They have 2 for the holiday season.
No, but I mean,
4.
for this year, they've got Halo,
this
Tomb
year.
Raider, Forza, and then they've got Gears Ultimate Edition. So I guess you can call it 3.5 if you want. But
I think that
So there's
Microsoft's going to come out on stage. They're going to call their shot. They're going to point the bat. They're going to call it. And they're going to say Fable Legends Season 2, 2017.
Developed by Rare.
Developed by Rare and all those other parties that you don't first party developers.
Starring a new character, Conquer.
Yes.
in
You know,
Iron Galaxy.
They are set up. The Xbox is set up for, and I don't think they're going to do this, but they are set up for a fan event where they could show Recore and they could show Sea of Thieves, and then have whatever they have for E3 in 2016 because they do have two big games there. That
You know what I'm curious
gonna
about
show?
too, though. But we're thinking both Sea of Thieves and Crackdown for 2016, and both of them might be free to play. That doesn't seem.
Crackdown 3 is not. If that goes,
Crackdown 3 is not free to play.
I'm going to freak out.
Yeah.
That's not free to play.
I'm
First
on. I'm on that train.
All right.
Well, yeah,
It's
but they've
not.
got Gigantic
I
and
think-
Fable
I think we
Legends
should
launching
move
at the same time.
That's true.
I think
Sure.
we need to move on to another piece of news.
Anyway, my point was that they have room for one more game.
One
I
more
think
game.
Steve's full of
Okay,
shit.
that sounds like sounds fair.
And this is the time of the show where I just say, Vern, how are you doing?
I was good before, but the negativity concerning Gamescom, it's bringing me down. I want to be hyped. And Tim and Steve are sucking it out of me.
I know, man.
How could you not be hyped for 3? You're going to get 3 gameplays of.
I want new stuff.
But the thing is, I am
We all
hyped
want
for
stuff.
those 3 games. But the thing is that
Hey,
when
wait a
when-
second. We ended that news segment. This was the How Are You Doing Vern segment.
But
Well,
that,
this is relevant to how I'm doing.
but the thing is, right?
He's upset.
Is that these 3 games? I'm very excited to see them. Okay, but it is for Microsoft. I find it difficult to be excited because I mean, if they've got new partnerships, that's fine. But I can't see those new partnerships. It's not like at E3 we knew that kind of Rare was going to be there. And it's like,
Yeah,
who
but we didn't
am
know
I?
anything about concept and armature, so why
Well,
wouldn't
well,
something
well,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
also pop up?
But how can I get excited about something I don't know exists?
You got to believe.
Because you're British and you're never excited.
That's right.
Yeah, but I just
You
I
just
dunno.
lost every.
I would-
war- No, just-
I'd just rather be.
I mean, all I can say is
looking forward to what I'm looking forward to.
You
and-
just got to look forward to the fact that it's another gaming event and it's going to be large, and they already said they got stuff to announce. I mean, that's all you got to be excited for.
But I already said I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to see Quantum Break.
Well, you're
looking
not
forward to
excited
Scalebound.
enough.
You're
No,
not excited enough. And
we're
I think-
here,
I
Steve.
think-
You're about here.
Yeah, you're.
I think we need to
down
move
here.
on for real this time. Like we're going in a loop.
Hype.
Well, that's not all the news.
Look. I got something I want to talk about, and y'all motherfuckers won't shut the fuck up.
I know, but that's not all the news.
What do you want to talk about, Dustin?
I want to talk about the Xbox PC app. I'm bringing it up on Twitch right now so you can see it. You can now do fucking party chat on the PC with your friends on Xbox. All you do is you see their name, says Team Vernia. I go down here, I hit party. And then it just invites Vern to a party. Invite
It's
was
awesome.
sent. I can sit here on PC. Maria's probably getting that message right now, going, "Why the hell is he messaging me?"
Probably.
But I can. And then the party's on the top right. It's just right there. You can leave the party, have a conversation. It's great. It's amazing
Eric writes, party chat? What?
on PC. It's
Yeah,
great.
it works.
I don't-
Cross-platform.
They should have made this a bigger deal. I don't know why they didn't make that a bigger deal, honestly.
I actually didn't realize that you could do that.
Yeah, exactly. No one fucking knows.
Well, that's because it's technically not out yet. I think they'll
I
make a big
know,
deal
but-
about it when it launches in like a week or whatever, right?
And the funny
Yeah.
thing is that because was it Rocket League just launched on PS4 and PC and now hyping up crossplay, but the problem is that you can play with other people, but you obviously can't party with them, so you have to use some sort of third-party app if you want to chat, or you just don't chat with other people. So this is a much better solution.
It's really good, yeah.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. I had to grab King Oat. He wanted to be on the camera.
That's cool.
That's right.
All we do is hair.
Yeah, we're just saying party chat. It's awesome.
Party
Sounds
chat.
good.
It's awesome.
Quality.
Windows
It's
10.
way better
party
than
chat.
Steam chat.
It's way better than PSN without a fucking doubt.
That
Does
too.
Steam even have chat?
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
does.
does.
It's really shitty.
Oh,
awful.
I always just use Mumble or TeamSpeak for
That's
the
what everybody does.
3 occasions in which I do it, but
Yeah.
I hate
Mumble
that.
has really good latency.
Yeah.
But hopefully they add it. Yes, the dog slapped me. Otis was like, "Put me down." But yeah, that's the news I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Party Chat on Windows because that's freaking awesome and epic, and I was so happy to be able to sit here and like work on Like if I'm working on a photo and I still want to talk to Vern, I can talk to him through my Yeti mic through through Xbox Live. Like we don't have to
Yeah,
sit
it's really
there-
great.
We don't have to pretend like the
Yeah, or if we just
talk
want
to
to play
them."
PC games, but we want to be in party chat with each other if other people are on.
It's fun, and it makes
Xbox
it
One, yeah,
easier
it's
for
nice.
when we do Let's Plays now. If you see us playing a game and we invite you in, I don't have to get your Skype information and all that shit. I can just literally invite you in and record the audio. It
Yeah,
just works.
yeah.
It's
The
what's up.
app's really great actually. The Windows 10 app. They did a great job with it.
But what other news did y'all want to talk about before we get into what you've been playing?
And
Miss-
Forza 6, Lime Rock Park. They
Lime
announced
Rock
a new
Park.
track.
Yep.
Yeah,
First
they
time
did.
this track's ever been in Forza. Looks awesome.
And
It's
it's
a small
laser
track,
scanned.
but it's pretty cool. Yep. And they also announced like 30 different Fords for it. This was their huge adding Fords to the car list. The car list, we still got half the car list to go, and that car list is goddamn. There's a good amount of cars and it's varied. So
Maybe they should call it Forza Motorsport.
yes, I've heard that
Yeah.
joke a lot of times.
I forgot to, just no sense of humor among Americans.
No sense
prefer,
of humor for British people.
I like Forza Motorsport 4GT guidance better. That
All right.
works
Well,
for me. But yeah.
that's
all the
awesome.
major news.
That's all the major news. And that's gonna be it for news this week.
Got some releases though, right?
We do have releases. Steve Rules from
we do.
SteveRules.com. That's SteveRules.com. If you didn't know.
We have so many releases that it's not even funny. Like I've actually had to Google to check what some of these games are. Okay, so this evening there has been a couple of releases. The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which is like a sort of top-down action RPG roguelike. So it's a bit of a cult classic, really. So that's out this evening. I think that's $15. Cube Director's Cut is out, which I mentioned these two last week, but it's just like a first-person puzzle game. Life is Strange Episode 4 comes out on the 28th. I believe this is relevant to Vern and Dustin's interests. If I'm right.
Kind of. We haven't really been keeping up with it quite like Maria has. So.
All right, relevant to Maria's interest then. They actually announced this week that Life is Strange has hit 1 million sales, which is impressive.
That is very good. It's gonna keep Don't Nod, is that their name?
Yeah.
I'll keep them alive, so that's good.
Yep. The next one is Never Alone, which was the sort of 2D game about the Alaskans. I think it's getting some DLC called Fox Tales, which is like $4 on 28th. World of Tanks also releases on the 28th. King's Quest Episode 1 from The Odd Gentleman releases next week, and that's also the beginning of Summer Spotlight, I think.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten any news about the Summer Spotlight. Surprised.
Probably next week to tomorrow or early next week. Then there's Squid Hero for Kinect, which is made by Virtual Egg company, who made Boom Ball for Kinect. It's just like another sort of fun, I think, very cheap Kinect game. Maybe Tim will have fun with that. And then on the 31st, there's a game I'm interested in quite a lot, actually, The Swindle. It's like a sort of steampunk game about stealing stuff. It's stealth, which means Vern won't like it. But
Boo!
The art style looks really cool. The game looks really interesting. And that's out on the 31st. So I believe that's all the releases.
Did you talk about Binding of Isaac? Was it the first thing you said or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
So that's all these indie releases. I don't believe that there's anything else that I've missed. So there's absolute ton of stuff coming next week. Too much stuff you can argue.
Yeah, that parody clause is stopping us from getting all sorts of games.
I know.
The parody clause. All right. Well, let's switch back this logo back to Xbox Uncut, not SteveRules.com, because that's where I get all my info.
Thank you.
No, I was talking about my site, not yours.
There's so much news on your site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've posted on it this week.
Yeah, I was about to say, those pictures look old. I was like, oh, should I show this?
Well, the thing at the top is spinning. I mean, I'm working on like my Gamescom predictions, and I've got a couple of reviews that I'm doing. So.
SteveRules.com is forwarding now to meatspin.com.
I know Steve. I know Steve Rules' Gamescom predictions.
Pain.
Everyone dies.
Pain.
Everyone dies.
I'm trying to learn from my E3 mistakes, which is that I announced them like a month beforehand, and then literally I was going through them, and about 50% of them got disproved like
Right
3 weeks
before,
beforehand.
yeah.
So this time I'm going to do it next Friday next week. I'll post them, and they'll be realistic. And Vern will criticize me for being too negative. So.
You need to finish that statement. Vern will rightfully so criticize you for being too negative.
Hold it. Are we going to do Gamescom predictions next week on the show?
Yes.
I think we should. Yeah,
We
I think we
should do
should.
something.
It's going to be the week before, so.
Yeah, because you're not going to be here, Dustin, are you?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm working, but like I said, in the next couple days, we have to figure out how we're going to do programming for our network. If we're just going to leave it at 7, or if we're going to bounce around a bit for a few days. I'm not sure.
And
I'm
by the
willing
way,
to bounce around.
Gamescom is
Yeah.
on a Wednesday, so we
I
might.
just
Tuesday.
gotta say, Vern just said he'd bounce around with me, so like a little girl,
Yeah,
hearts fluttering.
Yeah.
That beard, it really gets me.
Yeah.
If you
So,
haven't seen video, you should check out our YouTube channel if you're just listening to us, and check out that amazing beard on Vern.
Are
getting
we gonna
Powerful.
Are we gonna do
Jason,
the podcast on the 5th?
It's on the 4th.
It's on the 4th. I thought they. Damn it! I was looking at something that said the 5th.
It's the
God damn
same
it.
day as Rare Replay,
I'm taking
Is it?
off on
Okay.
that Tuesday,
which is
so
the Tuesday.
I think we should do another live thing like we did with E3.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Assuming
Uh,
you're off, Dustin.
yeah.
I don't know if you'll be off.
I'm sorry. Xbox Daily starts on the 5th. That's what I was watching.
Oh, is it on the 5th and the 6th?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I'm
announced
sorry.
the
That's what I was.
details earlier.
My
and
bad.
also the FanFest stuff.
Damn, Steve he's so negative.
I know, he just sounds depressed when he
They're
talks
just-
about games.
You're like that guy in
look, they're
Kelly's
just
Heroes.
they're gonna
The negative vibes, bro.
they're
Negative
gonna
vibes.
just end the whole program and just cancel Xbox. I'm just
What's with the negative vibes, man?
I was actually just about to say, and they mentioned that they've got some new announcements for the daily shows, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't want to.
You don't want to be positive.
I don't want to be positive about anything. I mean, what am I on fucking gas? I mean, what the fuck's going on?
I am very much looking forward to
More
that
like
show.
Giant Bomb.
Yeah, more like
there's
Giant
nothing
Bomb.
I like more than a press conference. We get too few of them. You know,
If this was-
seeing Phil and the team on stage. We need to get Aaron on stage.
It's true.
all right. Well, let's just move on. Let's move on. No more game releases. No more news. It's time to figure out what people have been playing. And I've been playing a game that came out for free, and I do not like it. I put 4 hours into it. So many me.
Good thing it was free.
Yes, good thing it was free. All right, so I'm going to tell you right off the bat. The first hour to So Many Me is funny. It's good. The writing, the puzzles are pretty good. But then you just get to this point, well, it just gets more and more. It gets harder and harder to the point where it's just not fun. Like, I like puzzle games. Like, I'll sit there and I put 4 hours into this puzzle game. It's like that doesn't bother me. But when your puzzles just become a burden, it's no. I'm sorry. I got through the first world or whatever, and I'm done with it. I'm never playing that game again.
See, I heard that it was pretty good all the way until the last boss or the last escape sequence or something like that.
Nah, I'm done. And it glitched out in my leaderboards because it says I've died like 5,000 times now, and I would literally have to be jumping off a cliff nonstop for 4 hours to do that. So, I don't know why it says that, but
You're
Maybe
like,
that's
I'm
why you
not
didn't like
Tim.
it.
I'm not Tim.
I would love to beat him. I would.
Yeah.
But it's glitched. But hey, whatever. But the other game I played was Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones.
Oh, I gotta play it still.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna spoil it. Everything. Everybody dies. Repeatedly.
Is it as good as the last episodes?
No.
No.
I've seen.
It's good. Like it's good, but it's not
But
as good
is
as
it
the last
connective
ones.
tissue for the final episode? Is that what it feels like?
It's just like prepping. Like there's. I'll put it this way. There's like things start to move. People start getting places they need to be to set you off for that
For episode
final
6,
amazing episode. But right now it's just kind of like yeah, it's an episode.
Yeah.
I made
I can
some
see
cool
that.
decisions. But it's just not the same quality of what you wanted. Like they were just prepping for that amazing episode.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, what have I played? I don't even know. I don't think I played some Sunset Overdrive. I did play that, and I stayed up way too late last night. I played till like 3 in the morning, like when I had to be at work at 9, and just kept shooting at stuff and talking to Vern and Steve, and regretting every minute that I stayed up.
Yeah, we talked a lot.
I need to go to bed, like I really do. But Sunset is just freaking amazing, and I hope they make a sequel one day. Oh, and one last game, because this game is coming with achievements soon. Microsoft Solitaire Collection. I played some of that, and I couldn't put it down. And you think I'm kidding. I'm not lying.
What separates it from regular old solitaire?
I don't know. It's a collection of solitaire games, and it has achievements. Like, it's there. You can achieve.
Does it look like high resolution though? Does it look like a new solitaire,
No, it looks good. You should bring it up.
or
and
does it
just-
still look like the old solitaire?
No, it looks good enough. Like it looks like a good high-res solitaire game. Like I don't know how well it looks on a 4K monitor. Maybe Eric can download and install Windows 10 and tell me how it looks. But on my computer, I thought it looked good. Like it was it's sharp cards. Looked all right. Looked all right. But that's all I've been playing. That's it. Solitaire, people. Solitaire. Vern, what have you been playing?
Really, only one game. I finally finished the single player campaign in Far Cry 4.
You didn't tell me
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I finished it. I did.
Wow.
Yeah,
What'd you think?
killed that bastard.
Spoilers.
I don't think that's a
not
spoiler.
really, not really. But you know what I mean, Steve.
I do.
Yeah. The ending just kind of left me a little empty. I was expecting more of a showdown at the very end. There wasn't much of one, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I got annoyed with some of those missions, like especially the Shangri-La. I thought were terrible.
Who did you side with?
I sided with Samad.
Is that the man?
Yes,
Right.
because I didn't like Amita. Didn't care for her. Like I liked her feminist ideals, but I didn't like the other stuff. Like there's nowhere you're gonna like build an economy off of drugs and have it sustain. It just doesn't work.
Can I tell you what I did?
What'd
So once I got to the end of her story section, okay, and it was like the last time you ever sort of see her, and she just walks away, and I just shot her and killed her. But the thing is, because the story had ended, it just had no impact on anything. She just died, and then I just walked away, and then the body just disappeared, and obviously you never see her again.
That's weird. Yeah, I let her live.
Yeah, but no, I
those.
went with her over him because I don't know. He just seemed a bit too preachy.
He was kind of sketchy. Yeah, I agree with you there. We're having some streaming issues, by the way, Dustin. But overall, I mean, I still really enjoyed the game. I just got annoyed with some sections, especially the one where you had to come down on the helicopter next to the car and take over the car. That one was kind of annoying. And then the Shangri-La stuff was terrible. Like, I never want to play that stuff again.
I only did like.
And
two
the
of them.
Yogi and whatever.
I think the thing is, I got all the achievements, so I might have done all those to get those. But the achievements aren't hard to get.
Yeah, didn't like those either. So I was at like a solid 8.5 last time I talked about it, but I think I'm going to have to downgrade it to about an 8 out of 10. Good game, but good game, but it didn't come together like I wanted it to. But I still really enjoyed it, and I still recommend it. Like I got lost in the world, which was really fun.
Just so you know,
But
Twitch is acting up. I'm going between 2,000 kilobits per second to 0, back to 2,000 to 0. That's why you're having issues. It's not my connection because I'm still connected to everybody perfectly fine. And I just did a speed test. It's just something with Twitch, I hate to say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's Twitch's fault.
Damn it.
To my knowledge, it is Twitch's fault. There's nothing.
It's Twitch's fault.
Yeah.
switch to YouTube whenever they do it, right?
We're not doing that because that'd be a lot of fucking work to do mid-show.
No, I said next time.
Yeah.
Like,
We had a little bit of issues. It's buffering.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we had issues even when the big VIP was here. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I know. But yeah, I mean, solid game. That's about all I played. I didn't play much more because I started working on the DLC after that, the Yeti stuff. So
Oh, how is it?
it's good so far. It's good so far. It's good so far. A little too much defense mission stuff, like tower defense type stuff, but which I'm never a big fan of. But it seems like it's pretty good DLC.
You don't
And
like tower defense?
Oh God, no.
So you don't like tower defense?
Tower defense and stealth are like the worst two things in this world. Oh,
It's
and
like
and RTSs. I hate RTSs.
It's like
You
I
can
don't
get
want to
the
be
fuck
friends
out.
with you anymore. I just just carry on.
Sorry. So yeah,
It's okay.
that's
It's
what I've
not
been
your
playing.
fault. It's not your fault.
So who's up
see.
next?
I'll just go. I've been playing Gary's mod. It's Gary's mod.
I've never played Gary's mod before. I have it. I just never really touched it. What's so addictive about it?
It just probably the infinite of possibilities you could possibly do. Like if you go in there and you log in to see the multiplayer servers, you're going to see 1,000 different game modes come up, and then you're going to see. I think that game has a pretty high population. Like the most played game mode probably has like 7,000 people playing it at any given time, and tons of servers. But you can do anything from role play, where you're just going around shooting people, to deathmatch, to building, to serious role play, game themed role play, universe themed role play. Like there's literally Star Wars role play where there's people running around as fucking Yoda.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do just about anything in that game. It's a huge sandbox with all the tools of the Source engine and whatever people have built. I've been playing Dark RP with these guys that just started up a new server, and they have probably 200 different types of cars on that server. Like you can go around driving a Bugatti. So that game has anything from the simplest, I just want to build a door that fades or opens, to the most complex of I want to build a tower or role play seriously and stuff like that. Gary's mod is very fun. You just got to find what you want to do in it, and you can have a lot of fun.
Or
At
you
the
can
same
join a roleplay server and just throw shoes at people.
That's what I did. I became a hobo and I threw shoes at people.
And then he had a hobo bar, and they asked him where the bathroom was, and it was like, well, it's right there. And they were like, so if you don't have no money, how do you make the drinks? And he said, from that bucket,
The toilet.
the toilet.
Do you ever role play as a Sony fanboy? That way you could be part of the winning team.
No, not yet. I should try that. But when Dusty came up with a good joke, because Spider-Man came swinging by and he came down to my hobo bar, and Dusty came up with a good joke that Spider-Man has 3 girlfriends: Snap, Crackle, and Pop. I don't know if everyone get that,
no,
because
the reference
Spider-Man.
is, the question is, why can Spider-Man save everyone and not, and like by just shooting web at them and then they're fine, but when he tries to do it to his girlfriend, he snaps her neck every single time? Like,
In the comic book,
why is she so special?
He killed his girlfriend by snapping her neck,
Yeah,
catching her with his web.
you tell that joke so
It-
bad, just so bad. Just awful. But that's Who
That's
has
Gary's mod for you. It's
Yeah.
just bullshit. Have fun. Do whatever you want.
All right. Who's next? Tim?
Steve
Steve?
or Tim.
Steve.
I'll go first. Okay. I've mainly been playing 3 games this week. So I got the 100% of Batman. It took me a while. Got all the Riddler trophies, all the side missions, got the 100%. It's not worth it, kids. Don't do it. Just Google it. Good grief. The amount of time that it takes to do it. And it's a fun game. It's a fun game, but it's not better than fun. Like, Van gave Far Cry 4 a rather harsh 8. Um, I'm gonna have to, I like it, but there's just things that irritate me, like the Cobra tanks. It's just a pain in the ass, and it's like,
Those
I
things just keeping you from not loving it. I know what you mean.
But I think, but the thing is, I've never loved the Batman games. Like, I know I was getting, but like, I just thought that generally the Batmobile, it wasn't bad. I did some of the times it was kind of cool, but when you're like trying to escape from things and drive really fast and stuff, that thing is just, I mean, it literally is a tank. But it's a tank that has got like rockets, but you can't actually control them, and it's a Playboy billionaire should get a refund. Sweet Lucius Fox get a refund. But it was, it was good. But I just, I'm glad I'm done, and I can. And but it really irritates me that Rocksteady actually put that behind the full ending behind that sort of completion. I just think it's ridiculous. I mean, if that's their sort of artistic vision, fine. But I don't have to like it. I've been playing Spectra. I actually need to write my review on that. So it's like
That's an endless runner, right?
No, well, it's not endless. There's levels, and you can sort of get to the
Okay.
end. But it's got really cool sort of music. But the game itself is just. I can see what they're going for. No, it's not generic. It's just not that good because I feel like the level designs are quite hard. Like they put sort of blocks in the way and stuff, and it's all about sort of. I think it's about memorizing the levels and being able to hop between things and stuff. But that doesn't make it fun just because that's what you're trying to do. It's like I've spoken to other people to find out if it's just a case of Steve, you need to get good, and it's not. Everybody else had sort of the same opinion, and then there's like a hardcore mode, and you just think this is just ridiculous. It's just
right.
no, and it's like and it's like $7.50 or something, which is fine, but it's I wouldn't. I can't say I would really recommend it that highly. It's quite fun. I mean, the soundtrack is good, I would say, and the ship has got like a little Game Boy on it and stuff, so it's quite fun. But
Well, the soundtrack was composed with all Game Boys, right?
I think it's made by Chipsa or something.
All Game Boy music, like all
Yeah.
sounds that are made from Game Boys or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's, and I did like that sort of thing. The gameplay was, I think it's the sort of thing where if you're actually good at the game, as in like genuinely exceptional, it's probably a blast. But I just felt like it just wasn't that encapsulating. Excuse me. The final thing I've been playing is The Vanishing of Ethan Carter on PS4. Oh my god, it looks stunning. Stunning. Like it looks fantastic. Like I put a picture up of a capture, and someone said, what is that? And I said it was a video game. And they thought it was real life. Like it really does look that good. It's like it's an exploration game. Sort of, it's supposed to be a horror game. It's sort of creepy and there's sort of supernatural elements, but you have to spend a lot of time looking around. And if you sort of miss something, then you're going to miss it. It says at the start there's no hand holding, and there isn't at all. Like you will just walk past things, and the way that you can sort of tell that you've done a section is because you'll get a trophy for it. So that's kind of sort of an interesting way that it sort of pushes you on.
I heard it's kind of similar to Murdered.
I never played it.
Yeah.
But so you sort of find things and you sort of interact with them, and then so like in the beginning, like you have to find the sort of these 3 traps, and as you find one, you unlock these sort of like visions or sort of tears, and then once you've sort of found all of them and found the next one, and it's sort of a bit sort of supernaturally, and it sort of unlocks like a sort of you sort of looking in the past at something that happens, and then as you move on, you're sort of obviously you're trying to find this kid called Ethan Carter who, unsurprisingly, has vanished. And the story is starting to get good. It's taken me quite a while because I'm not very good at it, but I do really like the presentation and that sort of thing, and it's good. And it does, as I said, looks stunning. It's worth it just for that alone. So I need to finish that. But those are the three that I've been playing this week.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go now?
Timothy Dog, yes.
All right, so I finally finished Forza Horizon 2. I became a Horizon champion, and I also became a purple level 75 wristband. I'm not really done with the game, but I can honestly say that was probably one of the most fun games I had in 2014, and still to this day. I love it. I know Jason's a huge fan. What level are you, Jason?
He can't hear you right this second. Jason, what level are you in
Shit, on
Forza?
Forza, probably 200 plus something.
You're insane.
I don't know what
I mean,
it is.
it
It's
took
over
me
200.
about 40 hours to get to 75. So that means you've been playing that game for probably
Weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
wait a second. It doesn't mean he's playing it for weeks. It means he plays it with 0 assists, with everything turned off against the hardest AI, and he gets a shitload more points than you
Yes,
or I
a
ever
lot more
will.
experience.
Because even when Jason races, like, he could come in like 4th and still be first. Because,
Right, like he'll kill my score.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can honestly say I hope Forza Horizon 3 is coming. I don't know the only thing that I can think that they're going to do is they're going to have in America, like a Louisville. With the first Horizon, where did that take
It's
place?
in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah, so they're probably going to do Los Angeles, I would think.
Speaking of the original Forza Horizon, that's on sale for $10 right now, and the season pass is on sale for like $5, right?
Yeah, those are good pickups.
So, and I mean,
back-
we have to assume that'll come. I don't know if they'll have
it's
issues
coming.
with music rights or something, but
Yeah, but
Phil
most,
did
yeah.
hint at that being a potential problem, so maybe.
Right, he did say that. But anybody who can get that game on sale, it is a tremendous game, and I highly recommend it.
Oh, if there's any game this generation to get you into racing or any kind of racing game, it's Horizon.
Japan would
Honestly.
be really cool for Part 3 or Australia.
I'm thinking I would love for it to be in Tokyo, and I know a lot of people would love for it to be in
Yeah,
Tokyo.
or Australia, I think would be a great location for it.
I think Las Vegas would be fine. I mean, Las Vegas was great in Project Gotham Racing.
Yeah,
It can be pulled off. I just don't know if they'll do that.
yeah.
all right. Well, I hate to run this any longer since our Twitch stream is acting up and everything
Yeah,
else.
it's a real bummer.
I apologize for everybody that's watching this on Twitch, but if you're watching it on YouTube, you should have no problems at all. It's going to be good to go all the way through. And if you have the audio version, it's all amazing also. But I still want to apologize to everybody on Twitch. It sucks. I wish I could show you what it's doing, but it's being a dick. It's being a
Constantly
dick.
buffering.
Yeah, but we apologize for that. That sucks. Moving to YouTube. I mean, no, we'll stay on Twitch. It has its issues, but it has its core at gaming, and that's what I like about Twitch.
This happened last week too, though.
Yeah, but and I'm not even hosting Skype chat no more. Like we've tried to like improve it as much as possible, where I'm not doing stuff. But that's going to be it for this week, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please write us at letters@xboxuncut.com. Check out steverules.com. Follow me on Twitter. Check out the YouTube channel. Go to xboxuncut.com. Rate, subscribe, follow, tell a friend, blah, blah, blah.
And Aaron Greenberg, if you're listening, thanks for joining chat. Hopefully,
Yes. That was
hopefully you
awesome.
hear the rest of this show.
And that
Hopefully,
is
we've made it this far.
what
Yeah.
VIP edition is in reference to Aaron being in the chat. But thanks everybody for tuning in. We will catch you next week. Peace out.
Later.
guys.
See you guys.
See, this is what happens when you're not ready. I can't play outro music. I just can't. I'm doing it. Outro. It's going.